Nyack, New York. The town boasts several of its own spooky destinations. Among them, the Nyack
Where is it?
Library.
There we go.
This haunted book depository also plays host to a collection of local memorabilia, including a doctor's kit from the 1880s, a carved wooden Indian from a cigar shop, and a clock that is said to have been moved by the resident spook.
TJ, what's up?
But the
You like the new logo?
collection is linked to a bizarre tale of ghosts.
Can you see it all right? I don't know. I just did it like literally 3 minutes ago.
11 inches high and 8.5 inches wide. It's white in color. It's made out of paper and has photos of an antiquated-looking house.
Happy Thanksgiving.
This property listing played a critical role in one of the most haunting legal cases in U.S. history.
I'm not.
Misguided information and legal action.
I just opened my second. Yeah, pretty decent.
In New York City.
About $50 so far.
Jeffrey Stambovsky is a bond trader with a growing family, looking to make a move.
Which I totally forgot to cash out the other, but I'll do that later on.
Stambovsky was sick of city life. He wanted
Dropped the price a couple bucks and made it like just down 3-0.
After combing the local listing,
Oh my god.
You're
You're gonna have a rough tomorrow.
Victorian house on the banks of the Hudson River in the tranquil suburban town
Yep.
of Nyack.
Hi, Pats.
Stambovsky and his wife were instantly charmed.
Super fun game. A shit ton of cards in here now.
Stambovsky makes
I threw a bunch of old
$650,000
70s,
to the house
60s and
of
70s baseball in here.
She was an older woman. She was a grandmother. She had lived there since the 1960s.
Ackley accepts the offer. Stambovsky puts down a non-refundable deposit of just over $32,000 and sets a closing date. In the meantime, the couple
Yeah.
makes some renovations.
Everything was going perfect at first.
But then, things take a weird turn.
I'm up to 215 football in here now,
That's when he started to learn
and about 125 baseball, and about 95 basketball. Hey, Thunder Breaks. So it's you guys pick. Pick the sport, C4, pick 3, keep those 3. Then we load the bases up, play bases loaded for more free
there
cards.
was all kinds of poltergeist activity. Things moving,
All kinds of cool shit in here.
The house, he's told,
Old, new, vintage,
on a local
autos,
store.
jerseys.
He was furious.
What am I missing? Numbered stuff.
He is about to buy
Rookies.
a genuine haunted house. Stambovsky
Color.
asks Ackley for his deposit back, claiming that she knew
That's
the
some
home was
kick-ass
haunted
stuff,
and that she
guys.
deliberately withheld the fact. But Ackley refuses.
I am up way past my bedtime, but we're going to give this a whirl here.
Will trigger
See if I can
one of the
run
most
it for a couple
astounding
hours.
court cases in U.S. history.
This could
Then sleep, and then try to get up at noon. And run for another 12.
In April of
Because I am not
1990,
door dashing on Black Friday.
Stambovsky
No way.
held
Fuck
to get
that.
his deposit back, claiming that she knew the house was haunted, but deliberately didn't tell him. The case goes all the way to the New York State Court of Appeals.
the heart of Stambovsky's argument is that he wasn't given this information ahead of time. And had he been given this information, he would not have.
I should actually. What am I looking at here? There.
But in order to make his legal claims,
Oh yeah, stuff in the store, guys.
he needs to prove that Ackley knew the house
Make
was
offers.
haunted.
I'm gonna try to
So the
adjust the
disgruntled
price.
house buyer gets to work.
like those big.
He conducted
Those
research
what do you call it?
and found
The wall
newspaper
mounts are gonna be half
articles
off.
about the house.
And they're written
So
by
if you
none
see,
other
if you want like
than
the
Ellen
Mickey
Acker.
Mantle instead of 50, just tell me. I'll drop it down to 25
He asserts there are at least 3 spirits living in the home.
since we don't have to worry about seller fees today.
She even describes instances where she has seen the ghosts herself.
Helen Ackley
That might be a
was
little
naked
bit
in the
crazy,
house.
but it is
She was
Black
up on a
Friday.
stepladder. And next to her, she saw floating in midair one of the male ghosts. And she simply asked him, "Do you approve of the color?" And she said the ghost nodded up
What
and
else
down
is in
and
there?
said,
Pete
"Yes."
Rose.
That was it. With
this evidence in hand, the appeals court issues its ruling. Ackley had withheld information from Stambovsky that should have been disclosed. And as a matter of law, the house is deemed legally haunted, leaving Ackley with no recourse.
The court ruled it was, for all intents and purposes, a haunted house.
Ackley is ordered to return a portion of Stambovsky's down payment.
It was a huge
Half might be a little too much. I don't know.
He settled somewhere else in Nyack at a different house. But this time,
I'll have
he
to
made sure
go.
that there weren't any ghosts
I have to
already
eyeball it.
occupying the house.
But Ackley has the last laugh. The supposed presence of ghosts doesn't hurt the value of her property one bit. Ackley has no trouble
Come on,
finding other
yours.
buyers. And the appeal of the house continues to rise. The most recent sale price was $1.7
Who's your
million.
chatty?
The Ghostbusters ruling, as it's called, goes down in history and is even taught in law schools. And today, the
Feel free to make offers on stuff in the store.
Remains on display at the Nyack Public Library. It serves
I don't think I'll refuse any offers tonight.
to always
Now that we don't have to worry about the
exorcise
seller fees.
Cambridge, Massachusetts is home to the oldest college in the nation, Harvard University. Founded in 1636, this icon of the Ivy League is the alma mater of 8 U.S.
Fun game, guys. Football, baseball, basketball, you
more than
pick.
any other school in the country.
Get a C4, pick 3 right off the bat. Then we load the bases up and play baseball for bonus cards.
Institution dedicated
It was
to
really
studying the
super
natural
stupid
world.
easy to win.
The Museum of Comparative
They basically
Zoology.
had Babe Ruth at the plate.
The specimen
Down 3-0, bottom of the ninth,
include
nobody out.
Rare avian treasures, such as a Blythe's hornbill from Indonesia, a crowned pigeon from New Guinea,
And in the
a collection
baseball,
of
we got some
Lucida's
vintage.
monkeys from Mexico.
About 4 or 5 67s.
But among these
Got a Reggie Smith.
feathered finds,
What is it,
one
68?
that leaves more to the imagination.
Got like 5 or maybe 10 1975 cards.
With 2 long legs, a tail, and a long
New stuff, old stuff, all kinds of stuff.
This skeleton holds the secret to the demise of the world's most infamous bird.
You're probably going to get about 7 to 10 cards per purchase. I didn't even know you left. I thought you were still in here.
For hundreds of years, popular history has suggested that there was
Tell these
one
guys we got
creature
some
so
kick-ass
vast
stuff in here.
that it was destined to perish. The dodo.
The dodo bird was always depicted as
Okay.
mainly fat, a thing that was totally useless, doomed to extinction.
The flightless bird
And
was
fun.
indigenous
Fun,
to a
fun, fun.
small,
I got
uninhabited
Pujols.
island in the Indian Ocean,
Oh,
which
yeah, here.
eventually
Gallo,
became known as
Buxton,
The dodo had been
Hoskins.
living in peace and harmony
Where's the old
on
stuff?
island.
Ken Boyer,
No natural predators.
Mookie, Jackson Chorio, Bo.
But according to the story, in
What do you call it? The silver
all
portraits of Allen and Ginter.
Dutch sailors
Figueroa.
discovered Mauritius.
I think Key Brian Hayes might be in
The
here.
island had to
I can't
offer,
remember.
including the dodo.
What the heck else? We got
It is said that the
football.
defenseless bird
basketball.
stood little chance against hunters.
It was unaware that humans were dangerous, and so it had no reason to fear them, and so it would just stand there and be taken as many.
Just
as
throw
they
that one out there. Throw that one
Supposedly,
out there.
Dutch sailors feasted on the
I don't
ignorant
want to show too many because when you pick your
Before long,
after
there
your
were
first
no
batter, if you don't hit a home run,
Common knowledge that the
then you
Dutch
pick your
were
number
on
for your
the
second batter.
extinction within 100 years.
And your third.
Just
However many you need to win the game.
The last known recorded sighting of
We
the
play
dodo
till you get
was
3
in the late
outs.
1600s. But despite its ignominious
Or
fate, the dodo
score
still
3 or more,
holds
4
countless
more
naturalists
runs
and historians
to win the
in
game.
its thrall.
You got Bo Bichette, Sweet Shades.
in Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. And after that,
Okay, all right, man.
gave the dodo
Like I said, I'm gonna try to go for a couple hours. This is way past my bedtime, but
A metaphor for stupidity and extinction, popularized by the phrase "dead
We'll
as
see
a
here.
dodo."
Got a Malik Monk auto chaser in the basketball. Got a Merrill Hodge jersey. Auto jersey in the football. That's the big chaser.
The name itself, Dodo. What a peculiar name.
Stuff in the store, make offers.
And when I started reading about it, it just had me hooked from day one.
Not a whole lot in the store, but there's some cool stuff in there.
Hume heads to the source. The
Trying to
Dodo's home
pay
off the
attention to
southeast
that
coast
while I'm
of
doing
Africa.
this.
In order for me to achieve any understanding at all about the dodo's life history, I needed to go to Mauritius.
Once there, he teams up with a group of archaeologists.
Show you the actual baseball wheel or the game wheel. Really easy. 3 home runs, single, double, home run, triple. Some wild pitches, hit by pitch.
Archaeologists excavated 10,000 bones.
The game is rigged in your favor. I designed this so people get lots. It's easier than running singles for 15 hours. And a lot more fun.
The dodo wasn't a staple of the Dutch diet.
So this idea that the Dutch hunted the dodos to extinction can't be true. Everything I understood about the dodo up to that point was about to change.
So what really drove the dodo to extinction?
Everyone thinks they can renovate. Not everyone should. That's what they called me. I love it. That's what it's all about.
Hell by Wreck My House. All new Wednesday night at 9 on HGTV.
Brought to you by Enterprise for lives in drive.
Business is always in motion. You need a mobility partner that listens and adapts with solutions customized for the short term and the long haul. Because business as usual isn't the usual anymore. Enterprise for lives in drive.
What's this here? Rookies, inserts, parallels, autos, numbered stuff. Bum, bum, bum.
Have you ever had a pretzel? No, you haven't. Until you had a pretzel from pretzels.com. You think they give just
Alright, stick that over here.
No, they wouldn't.
What the hell is going on here?
Sweet, salty, cheesy, savory flavors baked in micro batches to ensure every nook and cranny is perfectly seasoned. Shipped fresh in just days. And they make a smart gift. I should know. I won first place in the Smart Food People Awards. Pretzels.com. So good, we earned the name.
SoFi is helping me get my money right to achieve my ambitions. With SoFi checking and savings, I pay no account fees and earn a competitive APY.
Put that down there a little bit.
We all wish we could do
Put that down there a little bit.
And thanks to Petivity, we've come one step closer. The Petivity Smart Litter Box Monitor tracks your cat's litter box behavior and weight and alerts you when changes could require a vet visit. This year, take the time to melt into your holiday moments with irresistibly smooth chocolate from the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
They said I have to take tests when they tell me to.
They said my degree would cost a fortune, but I didn't have to listen to them.
Because I have a university that listens to me. Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the University of You.
Oops, I forgot to put that in there.
It can be a mocktail. It can be a cocktail. It can be in anything you want it to be tail. Say yes to simple. Say yes to Simply Mixology.
Lines on ranch won't give her secrets up easily.
It's going down fast.
I've only ever seen
Yeah.
supermassive black holes. Mystery at Longview Ranch. New Wednesday at 10 on Discovery.
This is like a
Wednesday's treasure map.
There's not even a hint of a trail in here.
Oh, look at this! This is not natural. Expedition Unknown, Wednesday.
Really simple, guys. Really fun.
Stream on Max.
It's 1999 on the island of Mauritius. Bird expert Dr. Julian Pender Hume is researching what could be history's most
If you got
maligned
questions,
creature,
let me know.
the dodo. Most people think this bird was hunted to extinction by Dutch settlers who prized it for its meat. But Hume is about to hatch a very different story. As Hume and his team continue to excavate the site, a stunning new theory emerges. It seems the Dutch didn't hunt the dodo to extinction. In fact, it's the bones of other animals that offer Hume a clue.
Other sellers, if you guys are going to go live in the next 24 hours or whatever, feel free to post your what time it is, what you're doing. Feel free to pop that up in here in the chat. Let the chat know.
Stowed away on the Dutch ships, causing havoc wherever the vessels made port.
They would have bred up in their thousands and thousands, competed with adult birds, and also fed on dodo chicks and eggs.
Prior to the arrival of the Dutch, rats were unknown in Mauritius, and the dodo didn't know how to protect itself or its young against this horde of hungry rodents.
It had an onslaught of introduced invasive animals that it couldn't cope with. As a flightless, ground-nesting bird, unfortunately, the dodo never stood a chance.
Hume hopes that this will change the way the world perceives the dodo.
The discovery really opened my eyes. This was just incredible. That was a really important part of my life.
Further research into the life of the dodo is ongoing, but Hume is convinced.
Hell, I'll even go first buyer gets 2 games. Screw it.
As it is often portrayed.
Screw it. No seller fees. Screw it.
Dodo has been vindicated from this idea of it was so stupid.
Screw it.
It was perfectly adapted to its environment. It was just overwhelmed. That was the only problem.
We had that in there. First buyer gets 2
The
games.
skeleton of an adult dodo sits within the collection of the Museum of Comparative Zoology at Harvard University. It stands as a reminder of a maligned bird whose reputation.
Happy Black Friday. Put that in there. I just got to remember to take it out when somebody does it.
The state proudly boasts over 500 of these classic American eateries. And in the town,
Yeah, let me get a little note
an
here.
institution where visitors can get their fill of history. The Lyndhurst Historical Society.
Because I can't really do a
Inside are
giveaway.
cherished mementos from days gone by, such as vintage street signs from the 1920s, bicycle license plates from the 1950s, and a preserved 1800s era classroom. But among these relics of
There we go.
everyday
Put that there.
is one
First
with a
buyer
more
gets 2 games.
lasting purpose.
Sweet. Kick ass.
About 3.5 feet tall, 7 inches wide. It's made of metal.
So it's buy one, get one free. First buyer.
It has the words Kingsland Explosion, January 11th, 1917, written on the base.
This decommissioned artillery shell recounts the explosive day when this small town came under siege.
This is a story about
I'll lose my ass a little bit, but not too bad, hopefully. Hey, Derek. First buyer gets 2 games. Football, baseball, basketball, you pick.
And factories across the United States
Yeah,
are
seriously.
churning out
Come on.
armaments for the
Yeah,
fight.
really?
These munitions plants were making the weapons of war for these allied powers in their battles with the German Empire.
And at the Kingsland factory in New Jersey, workers are busy making vital artillery shells, countless rounds of ammunition, and vast quantities of TNT. But on January 11th, a catastrophe strikes. The factory foreman notices smoke rising from a pile of rags left next to a workbench. The rags have been used to wipe up gasoline.
And before he could do anything, all of a sudden those rags went up in flames.
The foreman sounds the alarm, and the factory workers scramble to evacuate. In an instant, the fire spreads throughout the plant.
And in a building full of munitions and all sorts of explosive objects. The building instantly went up. Over the course of 4 hours, over 500,000 explosive shells were discharged. You could see this explosion for miles.
Firefighters battled the flames all through the night and into the following morning. Miraculously, by the time the brave men extinguish it, no one is killed in the blaze. In the aftermath of the disaster, authorities sift through the rubble in search of the cause of the fire.
Investigators find a scene of horrible pandemonium, a smoldering set of buildings. This must have looked like the end of the world.
At first, it seems that the fire was simply a terrible mistake.
They actually thought this was just an accident.
But they're about to uncover that there's far more to this calamity than anyone expected.
The United States was under attack, and they didn't even know it.
All your friends might be having babies, but you've got your own little bundle of joy right here. Just 99 cents for warm, chili, melty cheddar cheese and crunchy Fritos wrapped in a tortilla blanket. Now that's a deal, baby. The Sonic 99-cent Fritos Chili Cheese Junior Wrap.
Hurry for 2 days of super deals. Earn $15 Pulse Pass for every $50 spent. Get Barbie dolls $4.99. Beats noise canceling earbuds $190. And DJ pants $8.49 with coupon. Then take 50% off other things and 10% off select top finds. Oh.
Here's Simply Mixology. It can be a mocktail. It can be a cocktail. It can be an anything you want it to be tail. Say yes to simple. Say yes to Simply Mixology.
Let's all give thanks for Paul Giamatti.
Do you think I want to be babysitting you?
He's absolute perfection in The Film Critics Rave is a new holiday classic. The Holdovers, rated R, now playing in theaters everywhere.
It's incredible what my food saver vacuum sealer can do. Easy meal prep.
How's it going, guys?
Amazing how fresh the salmon is.
First buyer gets 2 games. Football, baseball, basketball, you pick. Or you can mix it up, whatever. If you like everything. You get a C4, pick 3 right off the bat. You keep those 3. Then we put guys on bases. Then you play the game for bonus cards. Got a little bit of friggin' everything in here. Old school, new school, vintage.
Imagine the memories you'll make with Pillsbury.
Rookies, autos, no base junk.
So I choose new Ureva Ultra. Unlike some others, it's got 7 brain health indicators, including mental alertness, from 1 serving to help keep me sharp. Try new Ureva Ultra. Think bigger.
Whoa. Yeah, it always goes big. You ain't seen nothing yet, Judy.
Wow. Thorough. Does he know the party's?
It's that time of year again, America. So let's light up the season during the Make the Holidays Bright sales event.
Oh, I forgot to do that.
Ford vehicles equipped with technology, space, and flexibility for any season. Get special offers on our adventure-ready SUVs or on our great selection of Ford trucks. And make the holidays bright with Ford. Now during the Make the Holidays Bright sales event, get a 2023 Escape for $299 for 24 months with $34.49 down. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Probably got about 50 of these now.
Smart bed? Because no 2 people sleep the same. Only Sleep Number smart beds let you each choose your individual firmness and comfort. Your Sleep Number settings. It's so smart. It actively cools and warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature, and effortlessly responds to both of you for your best sleep night after night. And now save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery when you add an adjustable base and Cyber Monday. Shop for a limited time and sleep next level. Only at Sleep Number. Thanks.
It's January 1917, New Jersey. A massive fire has left a vital World War I munitions factory in ruins. Initially, it seems the blaze was just a terrible accident. The truth was far more sinister.
The hell did I do here?
In the wake of the inferno, several Kingsland factory workers point their fingers at a man named Fyodor Wozniak.
Wozniak was
was about 30 years old. He'd recently come to the United States, and he was an Austrian national who had just started work there the month before.
Witnesses claim that the rags that started the blaze were situated next to Wozniak's workbench. And some say they saw him handling them moments before the fire broke out.
This was clearly very suspicious behavior.
Investigators suspect that Wozniak was a German saboteur, tasked with destroying the war materials coming out of the Kingsland factory. But for years, they lack any proof.
Hey, Andy.
Then,
Oh
in
my God, really?
1931, they receive a tip that finally confirms their suspicions.
A man comes forward with a secret coded message that links Wozniak directly with the Germans.
It reveals that Wozniak was indeed part of a German spy ring with orders to cause chaos across the United States. Although Wozniak is never held accountable for his crimes, the investigators can finally close the case.
Now they can make a direct link between Wozniak's sabotage and the German Empire. This was a huge win for the investigators, and they were finally able to close the book on the Kingsland explosion.
Today, this artillery shell on display at the Lyndhurst Historical Society stands as a reminder of a cunning saboteur and an explosive mystery that took 14 years to solve. Norway has more than 63,000 miles of stunning coastline. The icy sea cuts into steep-sided glacial valleys called fjords, inlets, some of which are upwards of 125 miles in length. Along the southeast coast, in the town of Sarpsborg, is an institution that celebrates the wonders of science, engineering, and the natural world.
Underdoggers.
Inspiria Science Center. The museum plays host to a string
First buyers getting 2 games.
including an
You
exhibit
pick
on
football,
how
baseball,
rockets work,
basketball.
a feature that explores the flow of rivers, and a demonstration of magnets and liquid metals. But among these natural and man-made marvels is one display that highlights a bizarre phenomenon that long defied explanation.
If you got questions, let me know. Lots of cool stuff in here. Vintage, new, old, rookies, inserts, parallels. Jesus
This
freaking
strange
Christ.
set of images is at the heart of an extraordinary mystery that baffled the world.
This is the tale of a tantalizing light in the sky.
It's the 1980s, Norway. For 3 years, villagers in the Hesteland Valley have witnessed an array of bizarre lights in the skies overhead.
Residents saw strange pulsating lights. These were zippy, multicolored, fast-moving little orbs, and sometimes they multiplied.
According to witnesses, the glowing shapes seemingly appear at random. Sometimes the lights can be seen on multiple occasions over a short period of time. And at other times, the lights are not seen at all.
The villagers must have thought this was absolutely bizarre. This wasn't some ordinary storm or something.
While the true cause of these spectral light shows is unknown, that doesn't stop the residents from speculating as to their origin. Some believe it could be related to the Northern Lights.
The Northern Lights. It's a large sky full of fluctuating colours. This is different. These are small, fast-moving, tiny little lights.
Others think the lights are somehow man-made.
People thought that perhaps this was headlights being reflected from the ground or aeroplanes from the sky.
But the lights move too fast to be from a vehicle. So, in the absence of any logical scientific explanation, some even
If you guys got questions, let me know.
outer space.
There are an awful lot of UFO conspiracists who think that the phenomena at Hesteland can be accounted for by extraterrestrial visitors.
Then, in 1984, one man makes it his mission to to solve the mystery once and for all. Professor Erling Strand.
Erling Strand is a scientist. He had to find out for himself what was going on.
Strand and his team set up a complex array of cameras and sensors to monitor the area. And almost immediately, they spot something.
Strand's team saw a number of orbs of light that would multiply into smaller ones and then rejoin with each other.
Strand knows this is no commonplace occurrence, but he cannot pinpoint a cause. So he continues his surveillance program and gathers more information on the strange phenomenon.
Strand was so passionate about getting to the bottom of this that he founded Project Testament, which permanently records what goes on there.
He and his team monitor the sky 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, hoping that the source of the lights will reveal itself. And with time, the lights attract more and more attention.
People came from all over the place to do their own observations and their own experiments.
But the origin of the lights remains elusive. For 22 years, Strand and the Project Hestelin team continue to gather data on the weird lights in the sky.
Strand wouldn't stop until he'd got to the bottom of what was causing these strange lights.
Then, in 2006, an incredible event changes everything. And the answer is finally unveiled.
Risky's world. Reminder that life's more fun.
Miss anything?
Yeah, so
And you're trimming my beard.
always keep it real.
And do whatever fuck you know, just like we do.
Feed their fantasy.
This is a good burger from Arby's. A good strawberry shake from Arby's. Good
All right. First buyer, it's a buy one, get one. You'll get 2 games.
quiet you. Arby's.
So start off, you get C4, pick 3. You keep those 3. Then we spin 4 times, put guys on base, play baseball to win extra cards. And the game is totally rigged in you guys' favor. Most people get 7 to 10 cards.
Check it out, made with titanium. We do have free movies with the purchase of headphones. I'll just use my iPhone.
No stupid stuff in here.
Our best deals on any iPhone with any popular phone. Guaranteed. Get iPhone 15 Pro on us.
Goddesses, I bring the vitality of the sun and I the sea. I took the kids swimming, hit up the farmer's market, and crushed my sales call. Typical Tuesday.
Awaken your inner goddess with Bite Fusion's expertly crafted assortment of delicious and nutritious gummies.
Oh, and I brought cupcakes. Bye. Unforgettable.
Nespresso. What else?
New Simply Mixology. It can be a mocktail. It can be a cocktail. It can be in anything you want it to be tail. Say yes to simple. Say yes to Simply Mixology.
Red licorice or black licorice? I say both. Oh, you think you've had licorice? You buffoon. Only those who've experienced licorice.com have quote-unquote had licorice. A curation of delicious flavors. Shipped fresh in just days. Scurry over to licorice.com to try licorice and give them to a loved one. Then get added to that loved one's will. Licorice.com. So good, we earn the name. Whenever you're hungry, there's a deal on the Subway app. Buy 1 footlong, get 50% off in the Subway app today.
Now that's a deal worth celebrating.
Man, what are you doing? Get it before it's gone on the Subway app.
Shred it. Mix it. Add a little kick to it. Make tacos. More tacos. Now we're talking. The KitchenAid Bowless Stand Mixer has the capacity to get you started wherever you're starting from.
Get more cheer from your morning routine. Savor the season with a peppermint mocha flavored creamer and make 20 cups of delicious rich coffee at home for the price of 1 coffee shop.
I don't think that guy looks like a problem.
Imagine the memories you'll make with Pillsbury. Keep it quilted means you keep it the best. Keep it quilted comfort that feels good and does good with 5 million trees planted. And for generations to come.
What's up, guys?
Quilted with Quilted Northern.
First buyer gets 2 games.
For decades, Norway's Hessdalen Valley has been plagued by
Football, baseball, basketball, you pick. Or you can mix it, whatever.
physicist Erling Strawn and his team are monitoring the phenomenon.
If you got questions, let me know.
Unexpected discovery.
Nope. Everybody's looking for giveaways. There we go. Giving away a game, but whatever.
After 22 years of watching the skies, the Project Hessdalen team takes a new approach.
This team decided to take a look at the materials that the ground was made of to see if there was anything there.
By analyzing the composition of the rocks and soil in the area, they make an intriguing find.
It turned out that on one side of this valley, there were rocks that were rich in zinc and iron, and on the other side of the valley, there were rocks that were rich in copper.
Then, the team discovers that the river at the bottom of the valley has an abundance of one particular element that was left over from the region's now defunct mining operations.
Very unusually, the river that ran between those two sides of the valley had sulfur present in it.
This is the clue they've been waiting for. In 2013, the team finally proposes a hypothesis. The presence of the zinc and iron on one side and the copper on the other is creating an electrically charged environment. And the added presence of the sulfur causes a unique reaction.
They had found all the elements necessary to produce a giant battery.
The team believes the lights are caused by the sulfuric gases from the river reacting with air that has been electrically charged by the different metals on 2 opposing sides of the valley. To Strand and the team, it's an explanation that at long last makes sense.
There must have been a collective sigh of relief when they finally had a reasonable hypothesis.
And to this day, Strand and his team are still studying the area in hopes of learning more about this unique phenomenon.
There's still tons to be learned about the Hessdalen Valley phenomenon.
And visitors to the exhibit at Inspiria Science Center in Sarpsborg, Norway, can witness the lights for themselves and learn about the extraordinary investigation that solved one of nature's strangest mysteries. San Juan, Puerto Rico. Towering over this colorful port city is the imposing Fort San Cristobal. This 16th century Spanish stronghold is surrounded by 2.5 miles of defensive walls and secret tunnels.
All right, look at this here.
Today, this is the United States National Park, dedicated to preserving Puerto Rico's military history. On display is a collection of 500-year-old Spanish armor, muskets used against invading troops in the 1700s, and cannonballs used to defend the fort in the 19th century. But among these fearsome articles of war is one seemingly harmless object.
The item is 119 years old and the colors are faded. The paper is wrinkled. There are carefully printed words on it and items representing water, buildings, and shorelines.
This hand-drawn map is connected to a daring undercover mission and a forgotten hero who saved the nation.
This is a story about espionage, betrayal, and quick thinking.
1898 in Spain.
Damn.
America is in Spain. At stake is a string of Caribbean
First buyer gets 2 games. All kinds of stuff. Football, baseball, basketball.
And at the heart of the conflict,
Let me know if you got questions. There's vintage, there's new stuff, rookies, autos.
So it became important to the United States to take Puerto
Pretty
Rico.
fun game. Easy to play, quick.
the U.S. military knows almost nothing of the island's terrain or the extent of the Spanish forces that are guarding it. Without this information, any attack on the island would be doomed to fail. What they need is a spy. Stepping forward is 31-year-old
That's a little
Lieutenant Henry Whitney.
confusing. I should have probably.
Outgoing young man,
Let me change
graduated
that.
West Point with honors, spoke numerous languages, and
Let
was
me
a
change that
wonderful
real quick.
Whitney's assignment is to gather strategic information about Spanish troops and chart the topography of the island.
This was an incredibly dangerous mission as he would be moving not only among
There
the
you go.
enemy, but
Forgot about that. You keep those 3. The C4, pick 3. You keep the 3. Then we spin 4 more times to put guys on base. Then you play the game for bonus cards.
Whitney was under intense pressure. He would have recognized the importance of
Mm-hmm.
absolute secrecy.
Football, baseball, basketball, you pick. You can mix it up. Whatever you want to do.
Into the San Juan Harbor, the American spy gets a nasty surprise. His shipmates inform him that the Spanish know there is a spy on board.
Lots of cool stuff in here, guys. I'm not lying to you.
Imagine the shock he felt when he learned that it had been revealed that he was on the ship.
It's very easy, Jeremy. What sport do you like?
Whitney's cover was blown. He needed to act fast or risk everything. including
Baseball?
his life.
Okay. So basically, we would spin the base runner wheel 4 times. We pick out 4 cards. You pick 3 of them. You keep those. Then we put a guy at first, guy at second, guy at third, guy at the plate. And then you play the game. You're down 3-0, bottom of the 9th. Nobody out. Every run that scores, you keep as a bonus. We play till you get 3 outs, or you win the game. It's really simple, really cool, very fun. I promise. And if you are the first buyer, you'll get 2 games. So you'll probably get about 14 to 20 cards.
The Petivity Smart Litter Box Monitor tracks your cat's litter box behavior and weight and alerts you when changes could.
My moderators are like sleeping and the other one's drunk, so
It can be a mocktail. It can be a cocktail.
they could tell you. I can show you some of the stuff that was hit today. Is this baseball? Yeah. Yep, $6. Kevin Gossman, Little Pujols, Bregman, Glenn Otto. Little vintage. All right, Jeremy. Cool. All right. So you're getting 2 games here for the first purchase. First thing, let me change the show notes
In 1 month, skin looks up to 10 years
and
younger.
delete that.
Results you can see in 1 jar. Olay.
Okay, update. Get that out of here. Close that. Let's get over to the base runners. Come on, Aaron. Don't be stupid. There we go. Baseball base runners. All right. Do you want to shuffle this at all or just rip it?
Makeup smearing, drop Caesar.
I want another option. That's not another drop. Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only.
All right, here we go.
For dry eyes. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of
All right.
dry eyes,
This is your first
helping
game.
your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation. Relying only on
Number 111. Too far, Tom. What am I doing here?
Dude, that's Jessica taking a break.
All right. Little Austin Riley. Stars at MLB. All right. Close that.
And now get 20% off in the Wendy's app when you include a Frosty.
What's that going to be? 101. Too far. All right. Little Griffin Canning. Optic rated rookie pink. Close.
When I wanted to see results fast, Rinvoq delivered rapid symptom.
Hey, Sugar Hill.
Helped leave bathroom urgency behind. Check.
When UC tried to slow me down, I got blasted.
All right. What's this here? 131. This is going with all the stuff I just added. All right. 131. And there it is. Little Jazz Chisholm. Miguel Rojas, 6 4-stars. All right, close that.
Cancers including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attacks, stroke and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take it allergic to Rinvoq.
What do we got here? 83.
Tell your doctor if you are allergic to Rinvoq.
If you see a check, keep it there
Mhm.
with Rinvoq.
Ask your doctor
86.
about Rinvoq and learn how aptly can help you.
83. All right. Austin Riley home run challenge. So, out of these three, who are you sending back to the bench? You keep the other three. It's kind of a tough one. Get rid of Griffin Canning? Okay. So these three are yours. Get Griffin Canning back in the box here.
Whitney needed to form a plan and form one quickly. He couldn't get caught.
All right. Now we will load the bases up. All right. This is for first base.
He covered himself with dust, made himself all dirty from the coal, picked up a shovel and added in with the work until he was covered.
109.
Just like the rest of the guys.
All right. At first, we got Joey Gallo, Green Prism. Gallo, Green Prism at first. At second base,
He must have been terrified that some little thing about his behavior might give him away.
But he's in luck.
number 11, it looks like. Yep. Way the hell to the front here. All right. At second base, got a little Brandon Belt. Tops 150. What is that? Number 103 out of 150. Oh yeah, guys, I reuse my sleeves, so they will not ship like that. So they'll ship in clean ones. I just reuse these instead of using post-it notes on the stuff. I just use my Sharpie. 39. 39. All righty. Little Brian Reynolds silver portrait. Allen and Ginter. Or is it Gypsy Queen? That's Allen and Ginter. Yeah. At third. And at the plate. At the plate, we've got number 123, it looks like. I'm just going to be towards the back here. Too far. 123. There we go. Little 1975 Topps Ray Corbin for the Twins. These are in really good shape. All right. So there we go. We got the bases loaded. It is 3-0. Bottom of the ninth. Nobody out. Every run that scores is yours. So you can lose the game and actually get more cards. Here we go. And after, if he makes an out or whatever, all right, he's struck out. All right, Corbin goes back. He's out. 1 out. Close that. All right, so go ahead and pick a number between 1 and 146. Number 115. All right. That'll be your next batter here. 115. 1967 Topps Houston Astros. Chris Zachary. We got 1 out. Here we go. 3-0.
This is the story of how an unexpectedly cold summer.
All right, sack fly. So Zachary is out. But Reynolds comes home to score. To second and to third. He's yours. All right, go ahead, give me another number. 84. 85. There's 84. All right. Chuck Nasty. Chuck Nasty at the plate. 3-1, 2 outs. Here we go. Oh, thanks for the follow. All right, strike one. It's 0-1 on Chuck Nasty. I don't know if that's a variation or not. I'm not sure. Oh, my pitcher balked. He balks. All right. Brandon Belt comes home to score. Belt comes home to score. He's yours. To third goes Gallo. All right, so it's 3-2, 2 outs.
It was the largest eruption on planet Earth in almost 2
Base hit for Chuck Nasty. He knocks in Gallo. We are tied. Next run wins it. A runner out. Go ahead and give me a number for your next batter. 75. Oops, I went the wrong way here. 74. 75. Little Trey Turner. 2016 Topps Bunt rookie. All right, here we go. Good luck. You don't want him. Actually, what you want is to reload the bases. Which, right here, there we go. Trey Turner doubles. So we got second and third. 2 outs. All right. Next number. We are tied up. That is number 60.
with inexplicable encounters on a trip.
Wrong way again here. 61.
Byron very quickly became bored with his own challenge. He had written a few pages and then just dismissed the
Nope.
project.
60's not in there. What happened? 60 already score?
Shelley also tires of the task, and his efforts come to nothing.
All right, 45.
Three writers. Only Mary Shelley.
I don't know what happened to 60. Let me double check.
Tale goes on to become one of the greatest horror stories of all time.
The story Mary Shelley
59.
began that night became the
All right, I screwed something up. Probably didn't take a number out that I should have. All right, 45.
Is that another equally impressive work is also spawned during those dark days by the lake. A story that will give rise to
Wait a
another
damn
one of
minute here.
history's most
45.
recognizable and terrifying monsters.
Mm-hmm. All right, what happened here?
4 active favorites with Pulse Black Friday deals. Earn $15 Pulse Cash for every $50 spent and save
41,
25%
42, 43,
30% on Under Armour, and 50% on
47, 48.
Now at Kohl's.
All right, there is no 45. All right, 50. Sometimes I mess up when I'm re-adding stuff in here. All right. Number 50, little Chris Bryant, stars of MLB. All right. Here we go. Tie game. Is he going to walk it off? Ah! All right. All right. Oh, that's right. We do have a challenge. Coach's challenge. You're going to use it here. Forgot we do one challenge a game. Looks like a base. All right. Base hit. Base hit. Base hit. Chuck Nasty scores. That ends the game. There you go. All right. Close that. So you got those guys there. So that was the first game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Let's get back over to this here. All right. Spin it 4 times for you here. This is the C4 pick 3. This is your free game. Number 3. All right. 2020 Topps Chrome X Factor, Kevin Newman. You still were doing baseball again, right? I forgot. I can stop and redo it. Okay, all right. I forgot to ask. 85. Little Andy Ashby. Capstone rookie. Close that.
You have the freedom to connect in more places. Save more with Spectrum Mobile. Your first line and every line for just $29.99 each. Call 844-677-2999.
118.
At Charlie's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, we know life is full of adventures, daily tasks.
And we got another old school.
We also know nothing beats having
Little 75 tops. Dick Drag. Oh, Dick Drago. Well, either way, it doesn't sound good. All right, 75 tops. Show you the back. Pretty clean card. All right. Dick Drago sounds like a porn star. All right. Number 90. Number 90. All right. Little Anthony Rizzo. Topps Gallery. Yeah. Topps Gallery masterpiece. All right. So who's going back to the bench here? That's a little tougher. Some vintage. A rookie. And an X-Factor.
One of the tales will eventually become the epic Frankenstein.
Sending Ashby back to the bench. All right. Okay. Ashby back there. Those three are yours. Let's load the bases up.
Polidori was very clever. He was the youngest person to ever graduate from medical college in Edinburgh. But
Some of these numbers I just realized are not going to be in there because I didn't take them out. All right, what do we got here? 78.
Polidori shares some of his work, but Byron in particular is not very encouraging.
77. All right, at first base.
Byron told Polidori he didn't have any talent.
All right, little Yachty, silver prism, mosaic, whatever, silver mosaic, whatever. At first, at second.
Pages that Byron had started that summer and used that as a
All right, what do we got here? 82. Yep.
It was about a charismatic,
Mhm.
aristocratic man named Lord Ruthven who seduced
All right,
young women
82.
and summoned
We got a little Clayton Kershaw, 2019 Don Russ, hollow purple. He's at second.
He takes inspiration from Lord Byron himself.
Polidori considered Byron to be
At
soul-sucking,
third.
like a vampire.
3 years later,
What is that? 61.
the novel is published, and it takes the world by storm. It's called The Vampire.
All right, 61. Garrett Cole, 23 top stars of MLB. All right, and at the plate. At the plate.
Polidori's novel is credited with creating the modern day concept of
What do we got here?
vampire.
110.
It is even
Yep.
thought to be the inspiration for Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Every portrayal of vampires in
7,
modern times,
8,
whether that's in a film, a TV show,
110.
really
All right.
all goes back to the vampire.
Alex Fado, rainbow foil rookie. All right, here we go. Let's get over here.
The event that sparked Byron's writing challenge.
All right, same thing. Bases loaded. 3-0. Bottom of the ninth. Nobody out. Fado at the plate. And he's going to walk it off with a grand salami. Grand salami. 4-3, you win. Kershaw, they all score. That's the ball game. So your total here. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cards. 14 cards. Not bad. Not bad. Let me get a bag for you here, Jeremy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. I can't reach it. Yeah. No, that's all right. Yeah, I know the feeling. Trust me, I'm doing this every day, so got plenty of time. I'm digging more cards out every day, so I'm gonna make different versions of it. Some for base, you know, whatever. Yep, I got you, man. Appreciate you. Jeremy 90W. All right. That's a bad thing. Everybody's tired. All right, have to go in and take those cards out of there.
Over 300,000 square feet, 3 million artifacts. This is America on display.
Oh, I know why that's. Because from the other games, I added it in. All right. There, open.
And a host of personal music players. Exhibits here highlight a spirit
baseball, base runners. All right, sort.
But in addition to these,
take these guys out.
The collection also contains a more notorious
10,
item.
61, 70.
It stands just 3 inches wide and 2 inches
90.
high. Made of metal, it
180.
has a cable running off of a small
3.
lens. But this is no ordinary camera. In fact, this oddly shaped device played a colossal role in a bold venture. It's a journalistic innovation, one that bore witness to a truly shocking event that stunned the nation. So, who wielded this camera? And how did it aim to capture one of the most
31.
sensational news images
One
ever
over.
taken? Queens Village,
So out is number 3.
32-year-old Ruth Snyder is living in this suburb on the edge of New York City with her husband Albert.
Number 11's gone.
Magazine editor.
Ruth Snyder had an aura about her. She seems to have been very
39 is gone.
But her marriage to Albert is far from fulfilling.
Maybe he was a little insular.
61 is
This
gone.
dynamic young woman. There was a lot of tension there.
So in July,
78.
a dapper corset salesman named Judd Gray in Manhattan. She's open to his advances.
They really hit it off. Ruth and Judd had an
82.
affair over the course of about a year and a half. Very intense. They had secret letters.
83 is gone.
It's quite sensational.
But Ruth is still married.
84.
So the new lovers, determined to be together, decide they have only one option.
90.
They're going to get rid of Albert.
But they don't want
109.
before setting themselves up for the future. So Ruth shrewdly
10.
convinces her
I got
unwitting
a
husband
freaking
to
P.
sign not 1, but 3 life insurance
111.
Then, in the early hours of March 20th,
19.
1927, Ruth and Judd set their plot in motion. Under the cover of darkness, at the family home, they approach a
And
soundly sleeping Albert
131.
and begin pummeling him with a heavy metal bar.
Not only do they beat him, but they wrap picture wire around his neck. After they've committed this horrible act, they ransack the house to make it look like it's a burglary.
But the next day,
Oh,
the police
damn,
don't
I got
buy it. To the detectives, it looks nothing like an actual robbery. And the recently signed life insurance policies don't help Ruth's case.
For somebody who'd been planning so hard, it was a really sloppy job.
The lovers are quickly arrested, and less than 2 months later, they're found guilty of murder. Their grim sentence, death.
Ruth Snyder is one of the first women to be sentenced to death by electrocution.
But little do authorities know just how notorious and shocking the execution will become. A New York City tabloid, the Daily News, is determined to capture Ruth Snyder's execution on film.
Sensation sells. If they can get that, they're going to sell a lot of papers.
But there's one giant roadblock.
There were federal and state laws that said that there could be no cameras that witnessed legal killings.
So the editors must get creative. First, they bring in an unknown photographer named Tom Howard, who will pose as a writer to get through security. Then they provide Tom with this miniature plate camera, which will be attached to his ankle beneath his clothes. The cable will run up his trousers, and through his pocket, he'll be able to access the bulb that activates the shutter.
Alright, shuffle this thing a couple times.
He'll suddenly lift his pant leg, expose
Save
the
it.
lens, and take the shot.
Shave it.
On the evening of January 12th, Tom nervously approaches the entrance
Open.
to Sing Sing prison with a covert camera tightly strapped to his ankle.
Case is loaded.
You have one.
Put this back up there.
Really, really needs to get this shot.
These guys got to go back in the
Don't
box.
suspect a thing, and Tom soon finds himself inside the death chamber. He takes a seat just 12 feet from the electric chair and waits with increasing discomfort. The camera is starting to cut off the circulation in his legs.
There was everything he could do to not reach down and loosen it up.
Finally, at 11:01 p.m., Bruce Snyder is led to the chair. And at the moment the executioner flips the switch, Tom Howard discreetly lifts his pant leg and he's got it. The very
This
next day, the
bag
Daily
in
News
here.
runs the historic
Number
image
50.
on the front page under a giant headline, Dead.
It's morally, it's visually, it's emotionally shocking. And it's the first time that we've seen a photograph of somebody being electrocuted.
Back in there.
While some readers are
85.
outraged, the editors defend their right to run the historic image. But in the wake of the scandal, prison officials nationwide tightened surveillance of all execution witnesses, ensuring that Tom Howard's photo will be
23.
one of a kind.
It remains that cameras are still forbidden in executions.
And today, this camera at the Smithsonian's National Museum of American History
All right.
stands as a reminder of the incredible power of photography and one particularly sensational image. Located behind the scenes and away from the public halls is a very familiar object, but one that is rarely displayed.
Waka waka.
Preserved deep within the museum's cold storage system. This artifact is made of stretchy black cloth, and both top and bottom are held together by silver metal closures. It's a bikini. And while this swimsuit style may seem commonplace today, this wasn't always the case. Indeed, this seemingly harmless piece of fashion was once considered so indecent that no self-respecting woman would be caught dead in it. So what was the explosive inspiration behind the fiery bikini? And how did it wiggle its way into the mainstream? It's 1942. World War II is raging, and in the U.S., the push is on to conserve basic supplies like sugar and gasoline. But rationing affects more than just these necessities. It also hits fabric. In response to new material constraints, swimwear designers get creative and begin promoting a new type of suit to the masses. A navel covering two-piece.
Women were careful about the way in which they presented their bodies on the beach, but they were not uncomfortable wearing them because they felt it was patriotic and not very flashy.
When the war ends, the two-piece remains in vogue in the US and Europe, but it's about to get a daring redesign. 1946, Saint-Tropez, France. An automotive engineer named Louis Rayard is strolling on a sun-soaked beach when he witnesses a new trend. Women are rolling down the waists of their two-piece bottoms to get more of a tan. Having recently taken over his mother's lingerie shop in Paris, the site gives him an intriguing idea.
And he thought that perhaps there would be a way to cash in on that and design a bathing suit that would be a little less wholesome.
Rayard knows that such a newfangled garment could bring him fame and fortune. So he gets to work.
Rayard develops a suit that's about 30 inches worth of cloth. It's just a little triangle with a string at the back and a little triangle at the top.
Not only is the bottom essentially a G-string, but for the very first time, it will daringly expose the navel.
It is probably the smallest piece of clothing one could wear and still cover what you needed to cover.
Convinced his radical design will revolutionize swimwear, Rayard just needs a way to market his groundbreaking creation. So for inspiration, he turns to current events, specifically the headline-grabbing atomic testing being conducted by the U.S. on a remote chain of Pacific islands, the Bikini Atoll. Since he hopes his creation will have an equally explosive impact, he calls the suit the Bikini.
Freyard is hoping that
Let's see
will
here.
propel this amazing piece of skimpy clothing.
He plans to introduce his bikini to the world at a grand event at a Paris pool. But he encounters a problem. He can't find a model to wear the suit. They all consider it far too risque. It looks like Rayard is destined for failure. But then, the ever-inventive Frenchman lands on an unconventional solution.
He hires a new dancer who is willing to wear this skimpy thing for the event.
On July 5th, 1946, Rayard finally debuts his daring suit amongst a display of the more modest two pieces of the time. As his model parades in front of the crowd, she's greeted with a mixture of applause and indignation. She looks more naked than clothed.
And it causes a huge sensation.
But
There we go. Update that a little bit.
Rayard expects the following day that he's going to be inundated with orders, and in fact, nothing happens.
His new invention is deemed so indecent that most fashion magazines refuse to run pictures of it or even mention it.
It's so hot, no one really wants to touch it.
In fact, bikinis are banned from many of the world's beaches. So how will this boundary-breaking suit make its way into the mainstream?
Everyone thinks they can renovate. Not everyone should. That's when they called me. I love it. That's what it's all about.
Hell by Wreck My House. All new Wednesday night at 9 on HGTV. Brought to you by Enterprise for lives in drive.
We are always in motion. Sometimes it's beautiful. Sometimes it's a blur. But because life never stops, you need someone you can trust to go right along with you. Enterprise for lives in drive.
Ricola Max Throat Care. Swiss nature wrapped around a powerful liquid menthol center for maximum throat relief.
Ricola.
Do you like it hard or soft? We at Pretzels.com freshly bake hard and soft pretzels. Join over 212,000 happy customers already obsessed with our 45 chef-crafted varieties and treat yourself or a loved one today. Only at Pretzels.com.
Gold Peak's high-quality tea leaves, picked for peak taste, and brewed for balanced flavor, make every sip hit different. When it's got to be gold, it's got to be Gold Peak.
Moving forward with node-positive breast cancer is overwhelming, but I never just found my way. I made it and did all I could to prevent recurrence. Verzenio reduces the risk of recurrence of HR-positive, HER2-negative, node-positive early breast cancer with a high chance of returning, as determined by your doctor when added to hormone therapy. Hormone therapy works outside the cell, while Verzenio works inside to help stop the growth of cancer cells. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be. I'm making my own way forward. Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
Doug.
And Doug says you can customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. He hits his mark center stage and is crushed by a baby grand piano. Are you replacing me? With this guy?
Customize and save with Liberty Bibbity.
He doesn't even have a mustache.
Oh, look at Bee-Boo.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
Whenever you're hungry, there's a deal on the Subway app. Buy 1 foot long, get 50% off in the Subway app today.
Now that's a deal worth celebrating.
Man, what are you doing? Get it before it's gone on the Subway app.
Blindfold Ranch won't give her secrets up.
It's going that fast.
I've only ever seen that in
Yo.
supermarkets.
Man, get over there. Sign in. See if we got anything to do over here.
In 1946, French designer Louis Réard debuts the daring bathing suit he's named the bikini, but it's deemed far too risque for any decent woman to wear. So what will it take for this scandalous swimming costume to break into the mainstream?
Come on, internet. Rolling.
It's 1953 at the Cannes Film Festival in France. A young actress named Brigitte Bardot, promoting her new film, Act of Love, is an instant sensation. And not just because of the movie. She's also photographed frolicking on the beach in a bikini. But with one key difference.
Brigitte Bardot isn't wearing
Are you kidding me?
She is wearing a bottom that is a little less scandalous than the one that Réard brought out in 1946.
Pictures of the ingenue capture the public's attention. And suddenly, the bikini no longer seems so debauched.
Bardot actually begins that process of legitimizing the bikini.
But the fashion fails to take off in the U.S. until the 1960s and the early days of the sexual revolution.
It's just a freer environment. It's really a time when American
Okay.
women are more interested in wearing such a
What the fuck is going on here?
American designers like Rudy Gernreich are in the game, producing their own bikinis. Like this little 1965 number here at the National Museum of American History. And although the bikini now seems like a ubiquitous symbol of summer, this early suit stands as a testament to its long and strange journey through time.
And yeah,
Some 30 miles west of D.C.,
that app's fucking shot.
sits the companion facility of the Smithsonian's National Air and Space Museum, the Stephen F. Udvar-Hazy Center. Wow. Look at this. 2 giant hangars that house a truly awe-inspiring collection of historic aircraft. Incredible. Advances in aeronautics are on full display. From the B-29 Enola Gay, which dropped the first atomic bomb in combat, to the SR-71 Blackbird, the world's fastest jet-propelled aircraft, and the retired Space Shuttle Discovery. But one more compact item speaks to no less lofty ambitions. Weighing in at 125 pounds and standing 3 feet tall, it's made up of 3 tanks and various tubes. And it can turn an ordinary person into a superhero. It's a rocket belt, more commonly known as a jetpack. Such a remarkable invention holds the promise of fame and fortune for its makers. But for 2 dreamers, it delivered only controversy and despair. So how did this high-flying jetpack inspire a shocking tale of greed, violence, and irrevocable consequence? Virginia, 1961. Engineers at Bell Aerosystems debut their newest invention, the world's first working jetpack. And it promises to revolutionize combat.
The applications are unlimited what you can do with a rocket belt.
A version of this device is now on display at the Smithsonian's Udvar-Hazy Center. But despite the initial excitement, the Bell model quickly proves impractical.
There's only enough fuel for 20 seconds of flight time.
And soon, the military shelves the project. But over the next decades, entertainers worldwide embrace the new technology.
People pay a lot of money for demonstrations, whether it's in movies, war, parades, big football games, that sort of thing.
And in October of 1994, 2 men in Texas are hoping their own jetpack will make it. Wealthy entrepreneur Larry Stanley and brash aviation enthusiast Brad Barker have invested over $100,000 building a belt they hope is superior to the Bell model. They've christened it the RB2000.
Their plan is to make more money than any previous belt that brought anybody else.
But the collaboration is strained. Stanley is weary of his partner's volatile nature, and his suspicions are confirmed when he discovers that Barker has been embezzling company funds. When he decides to confront his collaborator, Barker snaps. He picks up a hammer lying nearby and charges Stanley.
Suddenly, he's just on top of him, going crazy and just beating the hell out of Stanley.
Employees rush to break up the fight.
Oh.
Stanley is badly injured, and the partnership is clearly over.
The only thing they have to figure out now is who gets the RB2000.
But then, while Stanley recovers from the attack, the belt mysteriously disappears from the workshop. A few months later, in June 1995, Stanley turns on the TV to see a news clip featuring the inaugural public flight of the RB2000. An incredulous Stanley then learns that Brad Barker was not only at the event, but was seen loading the belt into his car afterwards.
Larry Stanley was absolutely livid. He's determined to get the belt back.
But just how far will Stanley go to recover the valuable jetpack?
Gold Peak's high-quality tea leaves, picked for peak taste and brewed for balanced flavor, make every sip hit different. When it's got to be gold, it's got to be Gold Peak.
Did you know most dish soaps don't remove all the grease, even with scrubbing?
What? I just cleaned them.
Try Dawn Platinum. It removes 99% of grease and food residue. That's why Dawn is trusted to save wildlife affected by oil. Dawn Platinum cleans to the squeak.
Goddesses, I bring the vitality of the sun. And I the sea. I took the kids swimming, hit up the farmer's market, and crushed my sales call. Typical Tuesday.
Awaken your inner goddess with Vitafusion's expertly crafted assortment of delicious and nutritious gummies.
Oh, and I brought cupcakes.
Can't sleep.
Just a lot on my mind.
I can't sleep either.
It only gets tougher with age.
Mom, what?
Well, knowing Progressive can protect your home, auto, and business should help you relax.
Good, because I could use a good night's sleep.
Me too. You know how early a chimney sweep gets up every day?
Wait, is this all a dream?
Why would Jamie be in my dream?
I am America's biggest spokesperson.
Debatable.
I said biggest.
Well, he's got you there.
For over 25 years, Lovesac has been rewriting the rules of comfort. It's okay to change your style. Get messy. Get immersed. With Lovesac, you make the rules.
Yeah.
So hold it up high.
Mhm.
Fans of the grind, kneading, flattening, because you know saving time is never as important as cherishing it. You are fighters. Modelo, Marco.
Ricola Max Throat Care, Swiss nature wrapped around a powerful liquid menthol center for maximum throat relief.
We all wish we could hear our cats' voices. And thanks to Petivity, we've come one step closer. The Petivity Smart Litter Box Monitor tracks your cat's litter box behavior and weight and alerts you when changes could require a vet visit.
Hi, it's me, Anthony Sullivan. And yes, you actually caught me at home relaxing because life's been pretty worry-free since I got coverage with American Residential Warranty.
I hear Rudy.
Unbelievable ARW covers heating and air conditioning, washers and dryers, kitchen appliances, plumbing, water heaters, electrical systems, flat screens and laptops, even pools and spas, and so much more. Call American Residential Warranty. They'll get you covered.
1-800-910-2403. There's something going around the Gordon home. Good thing Gertrude found Delsum. Now what's going around is 12-hour cough relief. And the giggles. The family that takes Delsum together feels better together.
How would you describe the chicken to someone who had never tasted it?
Literally melt in your mouth tender. We don't have a freezer. You know, it's almost like a farmer's market. When you walk into the restaurant, you should hear the sizzle that you're hearing right now. It sends all those waves up to your mouth. You're making me hungry. Thanks.
It's 1995 in Texas. The RB2000 jetpack, developed by Larry Stanley and Brad Barker, has gone missing after its inaugural public flight and the one-time partner's violent falling out. Stanley is convinced that Barker is responsible for the disappearance. But how far is he willing to go to prove it? For 4 years, Stanley pursues Barker and the rocket belt through the courts. But his ex-partner stubbornly refuses to divulge any information about the machine's whereabouts. Stanley is at wit's end, and he begins to hatch a devious and dangerous plot to force Barker's hand. November 1999, Los Angeles. Stanley enlists the help of a friend and stuntman named Chris Wenzel, who then lures Barker to LA with the promise of stunt work on a movie. But when Barker arrives at Wenzel's North Hollywood bungalow, events take a dark turn.
One of the guys puts Barker in a headlock, and Wenzel busts out a gun and points it directly at Barker's face.
And he wants to know, where is the rocket belt? But Barker won't give in that easily.
If he knows where it is, he doesn't say. He tells Wenzel, I don't know.
So the uncooperative Barker is bound and thrown into a small wooden box. 7 days later, he's removed. Training a gun on his nemesis, Stanley demands Barker reveal the location of the RB2000.
He says, if you don't, I'm going to kill you. And he asks Barker one more time, where is the rocket belt? Barker says, I don't know.
Stanley is enraged, but he wants the belt more than he wants Barker dead. So while he plots his next move, Stanley orders Barker thrown back in the box. But he doesn't.
Yeah, anybody got questions here? Let me know.
The next day, Barker's taken
Oh, that's all right.
momentarily left alone.
You pick a sport: football, baseball, basketball. Then we spin 4 times. You get 4 cards. You pick 3. You keep those 3. Then we put guys on base, first, second, third, guy at the plate. You play baseball for bonus cards. It's really easy to win. I rigged it so you guys would win. So most people get about 7 to 10 cards.
But still, to this day, the rocket belt Stanley was so desperate to locate is nowhere to be found.
Whenever Brad Barker is asked where it is, he's
Pretty fun.
slippery.
What sport do you like? There's a lot of cool stuff in here. Football's got a Merrill Hodge jersey. Baseball, there's a lot of like 75 tops, some 67 tops. Trying to remember. I've been selling them so fast I can't remember what's in here. But they're all inserts, parallels, rookies, stuff like that. Guys you've heard of, hopefully. Let me see here. Trying to think what the big ones left are.
Here, true treasures of the American mail system are meticulously preserved. From mail that
I'll
travels
just name some off here.
to letters carried by Amelia Earhart.
Mitchell White, red, white, and blue. 75 tops. The problem is with your batters, I let you pick the numbers.
It stands about 2 feet tall.
I can show you what was hit last game.
Adorned with an assortment of metals. But this is no ordinary cane.
Yeah, this wasn't the last game, but it was like a couple. All right. So you got a Jonathan Stever auto. Steven Gonzalez, number to 399 or something. Little Willie Adames red capstone. Taylor Ward, blue prism. Alec Boehm, Brandon Lau, rookie, and a Shohei. That was one of them. Let's see what else I got over here. Show you another game.
As the story goes, it's then that the workers give him a new name.
Cedric Mullins. Little 67 top Sam Bowens. Vidal Brujan. 1-2 punch. Strider and what's his name? Josh Lau, rated rookie. Tamar Johnson prospect. Jacob Berry, purple. Lucky 13, Ryan Braun, Trey Ambergy, numbered to, what is it, number 2? 199. So stuff like that. That was earlier today. I did add about 15 vintage ones in here. Yep, no problem. And I can't remember what else. I added some more pink stuff. Mm-hmm. Oh, shit. Yeah, I can show you that one. Little purple Key Brian Hayes. I covered the number up there. Or blue Key Brian Hayes.
And had protected it to make sure that nobody but a postal clerk would come and pick it up.
Oni is proclaimed a hero.
Cover it up
The
here.
courageous canine expands
Do
his
it that way.
wings. Ownerless,
Altuve Art of Hitting.
he begins riding the rails. hopping
Vladdy.
trains
Forgot about
across the
Vladdy being in there. Little Vladdy rookie.
always returns to Albany. The chronicles of this remarkable dog and his extensive travels take the world by storm.
Oni's story really catches attention because here's this dog who is not only traveling on the trains by himself, but is really making his own decisions about where he wants to go along the routes.
Postal carriers across the country all hope to see Oni on their train.
The clerks soon came to identify Oni as their good luck charm, and that was a real heartfelt belief by the postal clerks at the time.
But Oni's ride eventually takes a harrowing turn. As legend has it, in the mid-1890s, Oni jumps a mail train bound for Montreal.
Yeah.
But as the days pass, the postal worker's beloved friend fails to return to Albany. So what has happened to Oni?
No matter who you are, there are times it can be tough to be yourself when you have severe asthma. Triggers can pop up out of nowhere and lead to an asthma attack. But no matter what type of severe asthma you have, Tespire can help you be you. Tespire is an add-on treatment for people 12 and over that can help you have fewer attacks, breathe better,
I
and
might
relieve
end
your
this
asthma
and run
symptoms.
it back as
So you can be
football.
you,
See what
wherever
happens.
you are. Tespire is not a rescue medication. Don't take Tespire if you're allergic to it. Allergic reactions may occur and can be serious. Rash or eye allergy can happen. Don't stop your asthma treatments unless your doctor tells you to. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection or your asthma worsens. Sore throat, joint, and back pain may
All right, radio boy.
live vaccines. By
Let me know if you got
helping
questions.
asthma,
Really
Tespire
simple,
can help you
fun
be
game.
you, no matter who you are.
You're getting
Ask
3
your
cards
asthma
automatically.
specialist about Tespire today.
Then you play for more cards. We load the bases up. You play baseball. You're down 3-0, bottom of the 9th, nobody out.
Isn't that right, talking
Most people get about 7 or 8 cards.
right, talking head, son?
A little bit of everything. Vintage, new stuff, numbered stuff.
It's about to start.
No stupid, like, you're not going to get like something like this. You're not going to get like that in here. It's going to be all inserts, stuff like that. Rookies, colored stuff, numbered stuff.
At Prudential, we think you should say it when you hand down something valuable too. Like when you realize a recipe is just one gift you can give them. Ask, now what? Here's what. You get life insurance from Prudential. And help protect your family like you protect
Sleeping
your
on it.
family recipe.
Sleeping on it.
Who's your rock? Ask your employer about Prudential benefits or speak to an advisor today.
Red licorice or black licorice? I say both. As long as it's from licorice.com, a curation of delicious flavors.
Oh, yeah, you're 130.
One in just days. Licorice.com. So good.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Thanks to Skyrizi, I'm playing with clearer skin. 3 out of 4 people achieve 9% clear skin in 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
With Skyrizi, nothing on my skin means everything. Ask your dermatologist about Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
The vitality of the sun. Try the sea. I took the kids swimming, hit up the farmer's market, and crushed my sales call. Typical Tuesday.
Awaken your inner goddess with Vitafusion's expertly crafted assortment of delicious and nutritious gummies.
Oh, and I brought
get to love you forever. Yes, forever I do. Every kiss begins with K.
Gold Peak's high-quality tea leaves, picked for peach taste and brewed for balanced flavor, make every sip hit different. When it's got to be gold, it's got to be Gold Peak.
Black Frog Ranch won't give her secrets out easily.
It's going down fast.
I've only ever seen that in supermassive black holes.
Mystery at Black Frog Ranch. New Wednesday at 10 on Discovery.
It's the 1890s. Owning a postal pooch is famous for riding the trains all around the U.S. But when he suddenly goes missing on a trip to Montreal, postal workers fear the worst. So, will they ever see their beloved mascot again? With no way of tracking Oni, all the postal employees can do is wait and hope that nothing horrible has happened to their adored pooch. But then, a letter arrives from Montreal, Canada, with surprising news. Oni is alive and in government custody, but he is not free to go.
The Canadian postal clerks impounded Oni because he didn't have the right dog license.
Now, to get their friend back, the Albany Post Office must pay a ransom, the cost incurred from feeding and housing Oni. So his postal buddies joined together in a show of solidarity to free their friend.
The Albany Post Office responded to this request by gathering money from all the clerks, and everybody chipped in some of their paycheck to get him out.
Oni's homecoming is a jubilant occasion, and soon his legend grows. He even embarks on a world tour.
He made stops in Japan, China, through the Suez Canal.
But when he finally returns home more than 100 days later, his wild ride begins to slow down. And in the summer of 1897, Oni passes away. Once again, mail workers from around the country raise funds, this time to preserve their beloved friend. And in 2011, 116 years after his death, Oni receives the ultimate mail service honor when he is celebrated on a postage stamp.
It was a great opportunity for this postal dog to finally make his mark and join the luminaries of American history.
Today, Oni is displayed here at the National Postal Museum, adored by everyone who visits him. He will forever be remembered as the spunky rail-riding mail dog who captured the heart of a nation. Back within the soaring halls of the National Museum of American History, relics like Abraham Lincoln's hat and Dorothy's ruby red slippers tell the story of our collective culture. But one object, carefully preserved in deep storage, stands apart. This delicate artifact, which is rarely taken out and shown to visitors, is made of soft white material, with Velcro straps at its wrists and cuffs. But while it appeared to be once destined for space, it actually remained earthbound, although it still promised its user incredible hope of boldly exploring unseen territories.
What's up, guys?
And what was its
Let me know if you got
unexpected
questions.
purpose? It's September 21st, 1971, at Texas Children's Hospital in Houston. Carol Ann gives birth to her third child, a boy named David. But this is no ordinary delivery.
Seconds after David's birth, he is placed in an isolator. The isolator was designed to prevent germs from reaching David.
It's a precaution made necessary since the Vetters lost their first son to a rare genetic disorder, SCID, or severe combined immune deficiency.
What that disease entails is the failure of the body to be able to
It's football, baseball, basketball, you pick. C4, pick 3, you keep those. Then we spin 4 more cards, put guys on base and a batter. And you play bases loaded, 4 more cards. Every card that scores, you get. You don't have to beat me.
David
Although everybody beats me because I designed it that way.
Still, optimism remains.
Unless you have really stupid bad luck.
If enough time
But
passed,
in that case,
the
you still get a
hope was that
challenge.
he would grow, so to speak, an immune system, and that would create a happy ending.
So you probably get like 7 to 10 cards.
See if that will happen, or if a cure will be found. He must continue to live in isolation.
Everyone connected with David's
This is all cool stuff.
understood a very cruel fact.
Like stuff like this. He's not in there yet. He's going to go in there.
That would be a death sentence. David's
Probably tomorrow
life-saving
sometime.
support
I'm
was now his prison.
digging out more stuff to throw in.
As the months turn,
Got 215 football. About 100 baseball left.
but it becomes
About 100 basketball.
living in such restrictive conditions is difficult for an energetic, inquisitive little boy.
By the time David is 4 years old, the doctors and his parents want to get him out of the bubble and experience some things that other children are able to do.
But how? In 1975, one of David's doctors has an epiphany. What if David could have his own protective spacesuit? Not for traveling to the far reaches of
It's
the
going to
universe,
go there.
but for
Actually, here.
exploring his
Pop
own
that up.
front yard.
Some of the chasers still left here, I think. That beer's gone.
Takes up the challenge.
Brandon Belt got hit. There's more than this. I just didn't write a whole bunch down here.
But there is no margin for error.
That one got hit.
Any lapse in quality control, the smallest hair in the fabric, would cost David his life.
I have to update that. Bunch of vintage. Not a bunch, but I don't know, like 20 or 30. Some 67 baseball, some 75 baseball. Reggie Smith, 68 or 69 tops? I think it's 68.
Mounted on a lawnmower chassis, which filters air through a 10-foot hose. But will the suit work and allow David to finally experience life outside his bubble?
What do you guys like? Let me know. Football, I threw some early 80s stuff in.
Kids enter the foster care system every day.
Like mint stuff. No slabs, but slabbable.
Just talking about foster care can help foster care.
Okay, let's try this.
Donate your small talk. Small talk.
Even the most chill of parents know when it's time to go into protect mode. Nothing kills more viruses on more surfaces.
If you want to see some of the stuff that was hit today, let me know. Just let me know a sport. I'll just grab something. Nobody bought basketball today, I don't think. Yeah.
Fairlife Chocolate Ultra.
Got a nice little mix of everything, I think.
Traditions, with 50% more
I should probably look and see if anybody bought anything. All
and a
right.
delicious taste. Fairlife makes any moment magical. Fairlife.
COPD hasn't been pretty. It's tough to breathe and tough to keep wondering if this is as good as it gets. But Trelegy has shown me that there's still beauty and breath to be had. Because with 3 medicines in 1 inhaler, Trelegy keeps my airways open and prevents future flare-ups. And with 1 dose a day, Trelegy improves lung function, so I can breathe more freely all day and night.
Trelegy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy for COPD, because breathing should be beautiful.
Gold Peak's high-quality tea leaves, picked for peak taste, and brewed for balanced flavor, make every sip hit different. When it's got to be gold, it's got to be Gold Peak.
Here's something I bet you didn't know.
The New York Times raves The Holdovers is a laugh-out-loud Christmas miracle. Vanity Fair, Rolling Stone, and top critics everywhere are falling in love with The Holdovers. Rated R. Now playing in theaters everywhere.
Your dog is your best friend. That is until your roommate gives her irresistible pepperoni, taking advantage of your short-term amnesia. Be your best friend's best friend.
We all wish we could hear our cats' voices. And thanks to Petivity, we've come one step closer. The Petivity Smart Litter Box Monitor tracks your cat's litter box behavior and weight, and alerts you when changes could require a vet visit.
SoFi is helping me get my money right to achieve my ambitions. With SoFi checking and savings, I pay no account fees and earn a competitive APY.
Ricola Max Throat Care. Swiss nature wrapped around a powerful liquid menthol center for maximum throat relief.
It's 1977, and 5-year-old David Vedder has spent his entire life inside an isolation bubble due to a rare genetic disorder that leaves him unable to fight off infection. Now, he's about to test a specially designed NASA suit meant to give him previously unknown freedom while keeping him completely germ-free. But can this complex contraption make good on its promise? At the hospital, David's parents, doctors, and the NASA engineers all wait with bated breath as David begins the complicated process of donning the suit. But the young boy is nervous. His mother assures him everything will be all right. Finally, after a bit of coaxing, he's in. The room watches as David prepares to take his first steps outside his bubble. It is a revelation.
He went and turned a corner, something he'd never been able to do. He walked approximately 30 feet down the hallway, terra incognita, a world he hadn't seen, and he loved it.
Months later, David travels home in the suit, where he steps foot outside for the very first time.
He was able to do things that he had only dreamed of. He could run. He could take a hose. He could squirt his sister. What a wonderful day. We can only imagine his joy.
Over the years, David dons his suit 5 more times, basking in the warm embrace of his parents.
The beauty of the spacesuit was that they could bring the little boy into their arms. They could take David, hug him, and feel closer to him.
But still, his immune system isn't evolving. So, in October 1983, David undergoes a risky bone marrow transplant, a potential cure. Unfortunately, it doesn't take. And 4 months later, David loses his battle with the dreaded disease at the age of 12. But his bubble suit remains within the halls of the National Museum of American History as a testament to the ingenuity and perseverance that gave a small boy a great gift, a chance, even if for a short time, to experience some of life's simple pleasures. A short walk down the mall sits the majestic, assistant dedicated to understanding nature and man's place within it. Here, archaeological treasures like fossilized dinosaur skeletons, remnants of a 3.2 million year old early human, and a stone Easter Island head allow visitors a glimpse into the fascinating realm of ancient times. But one object viewable only with special access may provide even greater insight to human origins. Standing 11 inches tall and weighing in at 31 pounds, it's made of a milky, almost iridescent material. This is a crystal skull, and it's one in a series with reportedly supernatural powers.
Any questions?
Worshippers around the globe.
Hey. Come on, guys.
So, where did the skull come from? What earth-shattering powers does it possess?
It's 1943 in England. At a dinner party at his home, adventurer Frederick Mitchell Hedges displays for his guests a unique object. A 5-inch tall, gleaming crystal skull.
Everybody was amazed because nobody had seen anything like this before. So the guests wanted to know, where did it come from and what is this thing?
Frederick calls it the Skull of Doom. And he says that in 1924, while on an expedition to uncover an ancient Mayan site in British Honduras, his own daughter, Anna, spotted it glowing deep inside the ruins.
According to Anna, the indigenous people told her that this is a sacred object in their culture.
And it was reportedly once used by Mayan priests to will death. But the stunning claims don't stop there. Allegedly, the skull, one of a series of 13, is over 3,000 years old and is alien in origin.
According to legend, the skulls were made by extraterrestrials and passed down to the Mayans.
You guys want to see what was hit earlier? Let me know. We'll do that.
And when the 13 are united, they will reveal all. The dinner guests are stunned. And soon after, news of this mystical skull starts spreading like wildfire. But not everyone buys the story of Anna's incredible find.
Oh, Otto.
So in 1970, to silence the critics,
Capstone Red. Taylor Ward, Blue Prism rookie. Boom, Diamond King debut. Brendan Lau rookie. Little Shohei.
What they find. While the scientists cannot pinpoint the skull's age, they can see no marks to indicate that it was created by modern tools. So is this skull truly an extraterrestrial?
I don't know what you guys like. Football, baseball, basketball.
Gold Peak's high-quality tea leaves, picked for peak taste, and brewed for balanced flavor, make every sip hit different. When it's got to be gold, it's got to be Gold Peak.
They say you're better safe than sorry. You can't reinvent the wheel. Curiosity killed the cat. They say take the path of least resistance.
Well, I can't read mines yet.
They say a lot of things.
So let me know if you're looking for something.
Recipe tasted perfect. So we burned. Maker's mark. Make your mark.
This country has never been so divided.
Yeah.
Licorice lover or hater. We at licorice.com have 50 plus gourmet flavors that you'll flip out over. Get some for yourself or a licorice lover in your life. Licorice lovers unite at licorice.com.
For over 25 years, Lovesac has been rewriting the rules of comfort. It's okay to change your style. Get messy. Get immersed. With Lovesac, you make the rules.
Looking for the perfect gift? The Home Depot has a gift for you. Buy a select battery kit, get a select tool free.
The sander for my dad?
Free?
Free.
Free. You're saying this is completely
Free.
Get Black Friday tool savings all month long at the Home Depot.
We all wish we could hear our cats' voices. And thanks to Petivity, we've come one step closer. The Petivity Smart Litter Box Monitor tracks your cat's litter box behavior and weight and alerts you when changes could require a vet visit.
Lunch? Yes, please. That'll be $23. Your ad says it's free. It is for our economy ultimate passengers who paid extra.
I'll just have water.
Okay, cash or card.
For water?
Well, at AT&T, when we offer you our best iPhone deals, we guarantee it. Even on the new iPhone 15 Pro. Check it out. Made with titanium.
We do have free movies with the purchase of headphones.
I'll just use my iPhone.
Only AT&T gives everyone our best deals on any iPhone with any popular plan. Guaranteed. Get iPhone 15 Pro on us.
So you're telling me this one-size-fits-all network upgrade is the best you guys can do?
Better than that. It's the only
So we know it's right for you.
So I said, no, I think you're okay.
I think that's a yes. We get it. Ask for the technology you need, and they call you unreasonable. We call you something else. Our kind of client. So go ahead. Be unreasonable.
Who's here? Football, baseball, or basketball, you pick or mix it. I don't care.
Call now.
The Scout Elves are taking over Food Network, challenging holiday bakers to create delicious magical designs. All new The Elf on the Shelf Sweet Showdown, Sunday night at 8 on Food Network.
It's 1970, and scientists are testing a crystal skull believed to possess supernatural powers imbued by ancient aliens. Remarkably, the experts conclude that the skull was in fact not made with modern tools. So, is this really a relic from another world? 22 years later, in 1992, Smithsonian anthropologist Dr. Jane Walsh receives an intriguing package sent by an anonymous donor. Inside is this striking crystal skull.
Alongside the skull was a note which said that the donor had purchased it in 1960 in Mexico. I was obviously intrigued.
Could it be that modern society is now in possession of another of the storied skulls? Walsh is determined to find out. But as she starts sifting through documentation relating to the legendary artifacts, she begins to doubt the skull's provenance.
There's no documentation of any crystal skull ever being excavated in a controlled archaeological excavation.
Not even the famed Mitchell Hedges skull. Then, just a few years later, new technology is available that may finally pinpoint the origins of the Smithsonian and Mitchell Hedges skulls. Dr. Walsh and her colleagues create silicone molds of the relics.
I'm just going to spin the wheel because I'm bored.
With advanced high-powered microscopes that can detect minute surface markings. What they find is stunning.
Triple. Somebody would have tripled there. Knocked in 3 runs. Shuffle this bitch up a little bit.
This seems to be the nail in the coffin for the legend of the crystal skulls.
We've come to the conclusion that these are all relatively modern inventions. The Smithsonian skull is most likely made around 1950. The Mitchell Hedges skull was probably made around 1930.
But the findings leave crystal skull devotees unshaken. They argue that while the study indicates how they were made, they do not determine by whom.
The Mayans could have been handed advanced technology from another life form.
While debate continues to rage, today this luminous cranium at the Smithsonian's National Museum of Natural History demonstrates the powerful and mysterious hold of the legend of the crystal skulls and their mysterious beginnings. From a covert camera to a teeny bikini, from a supernatural skull to a rail-riding dog. I'm Don Wildman, and these are the Smithsonian's greatest mysteries. The American Museum of Natural History is one of the world's preeminent institutions, and is overflowing with tales of discovery and daring. A grueling expedition leaves a president fighting for his life. It was literally a race against time. A scientific feud turns vicious.
He instructs them to do the unthinkable, which is to destroy the exposed bones.
And a boundary-breaking naturalist faces down a wild beast.
Before he could even bring the gun up, the elephant was on him.
These are the American Museum of Natural History's greatest mysteries. New York City, overlooking a leafy expanse of Central Park on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, stands the American Museum of Natural History.
Here, inside these stately halls, you can travel around the world or even through time without ever leaving the concrete confines of the city.
Taxidermy animals from the African continent, a giant iron ore meteorite, and a plethora of undersea creatures are but a fraction of the 32 million artifacts that make up this expansive collection. But up on the museum's airy fourth floor sits one of the institution's most popular exhibitions, the David H. Koch Dinosaur Wing. Brimming with the fossilized remains of dinosaurs large and small, this is a wonderland.
Miss
for
anything
visitors of all
here?
ages.
Really?
This amazing specimen stands out from the rest as an unrivaled predator.
Stretching almost 28 feet in length, this terrifying beast weighed close to 2 tons when alive.
But while this carnivorous creature roamed the earth during the Jurassic Age, it was also involved in a modern-day clash between two headstrong men. So how did this colossal dinosaur feed a feud that brought the scientific world to its knees?
Philadelphia, 1866. On the heels of the Civil War, a quiet revolution is afoot in the nascent science of paleontology.
Dinosaurs are new on the scene right about this time. We know that they exist, but we only have a really murky understanding of what they are.
So every new discovery promises its finder a coveted place in the history books. A fact that attracts 26-year-old self-trained scientist Edward Cope.
He was a complex fellow. He comes from this modest Quaker upbringing, but he seeks the limelight.
And he soon gets it when he makes a groundbreaking discovery at a clay pit in New Jersey. A nearly complete skeleton of a new dinosaur species.
He publishes the results immediately, and that puts him on the paleontological map.
It also attracts the notice of 35-year-old Othniel Charles Marsh, an eccentric professor of paleontology at Yale and a leading voice in the field.
Marsh writes to Cope and asks if he can come down and visit the pits of southern New Jersey.
Cope is more than happy to show the distinguished professor around. But when the young scientist returns to Philadelphia, the steady stream of fossils from New Jersey seems to dry up. And soon he discovers why.
While Marsh was there, he cut a secret deal to have all the bones sent to him.
Cope is outraged by his colleagues' treachery. But he immerses himself in his work, and by 1869 is ready to unveil a new prize reconstruction.
It's this amazing extinct sea creature he names Elasmosaurus.
But when O.C. Marsh descends on Philadelphia to examine the long-necked specimen, he takes the opportunity to once again humiliate Cope.
Marsh looks at the skeleton, furrows his brows, and says, "I think you've put the head on the wrong end."
He mockingly but correctly points out that it actually belongs at the tip of what Cope has identified as the tail.
For a paleontologist, getting the head mixed up with the tail is a pretty bad mistake, and Cope is mortified by this.
Now he's determined to best the foe who seems bent on his destruction. So when the hard-nosed Marsh heads out to the American West and begins discovering more and more fossils, Cope follows. And this makes the possessive Marsh furious.
Paleontology is extremely territorial at this point. Marsh went out west first. He's the west now.
So Marsh tries to bar Cope from the areas where his men are working. But Cope is relentless and furiously unearths new fossils wherever he can. Then Marsh makes a stunning move.
When Marsh's crew has to pull out at the end of the season, he instructs them to do the unthinkable, which is to destroy the exposed bones so Cope can't get to them.
was not the best in scientific practices. Marsh really had taken it to the next level.
But his adversary seems unfazed. So Marsh turns to a more permanent solution to put his rival out of business. Using his growing influence in the field, he cuts Cope off from accessing necessary government funding for his expeditions. It is a bold and vindictive.
Ew. Anybody got questions? Did I miss anything here?
He accuses the esteemed Marsh of incompetence, plagiarism, and fraud. Suddenly, the long-simmering feud explodes in the public eye. The first of it, the Bone Wars.
They're accusing each other of being liars, of falsifying scientific data, stealing fossils.
The feud consumes their lives and irrevocably damages their careers. But as tawdry as this dramatic rivalry was, it produced an incredible scientific legacy.
This competition ultimately resulted in two of the finest collections of fossil animals that have ever been created.
In fact, this Allosaurus comes from Cope's collection, but the boxes containing the bones weren't even opened until years after his death. Both scientists were so wrapped up in their bitter bone war that they sometimes neglected to notice what was right beneath their noses. Today, this giant predator remains a star attraction at the museum, as well as a fitting reminder of a formidable fossil feud. Over its long and illustrious history, the museum has sponsored countless expeditions around the globe. But on the third floor sits an item that recalls one of its most notorious journeys. A life-sized bronze statue of the 26th President of the United States, Teddy Roosevelt. But the serene visage on this solid rendering belies a tumultuous voyage that pushed this celebrated leader to the edge of the abyss. So what perilous journey did Teddy Roosevelt undertake?
Who's in here? Very simple, very easy. You're guaranteed 3 cards. You're probably going to get 7 to 10, maybe more. Rookies, inserts, parallels, short prints, some vintage, old school, new school, everything.
The one way he sure will work. A hardy adventure.
He loved to go where no one else had gone and spend a lot of time under harsh conditions.
So when the American Museum of Natural History presents him with the opportunity to lead a specimen collecting expedition to the Amazon, he jumps at the chance. He sets his sights on a remote and treacherous waterway known as the Rio da Vida, or the River of Doubt.
No one had really explored it and mapped it, and that was what made it very exciting.
On February 27, 1914, the expedition begins its descent of the river. Roosevelt is accompanied by his son Kermit and a handful of other men willing to brave the wilds of the unknown. And it immediately becomes evident this will be an arduous journey.
It was very rough going. They had rapids, they had waterfalls, and sometimes they made only 1 mile.
Oh my God.
With their slow pace, the men soon begin to worry whether their supplies will last for the entire expedition. Then, just weeks into the journey, 2 of their vital gear-packed vessels spin out of the men's grasp.
Teddy charges into the water to grab the boats, but he slipped and gashed his left leg very severely.
The wound quickly becomes seriously infected. Soon, one of the toughest men to ever occupy the White House is racked with fever and hovering at death's door.
Teddy was in real bad shape. He knew that he was a drag on the whole expedition. So he declared to everybody, all of you are going to go on. I'm going to stay here.
But Kermit won't let that happen. Instead, the men, all of them, forge ahead, knowing that if they don't get out of the wilderness soon, the injured Teddy could die.
It was literally a race against time.
But to their dismay, the group quickly comes across a insurmountable obstacle, a a towering 32-foot waterfall, and the banks are far too steep to safely portage their vessels. Feeling helplessly trapped, the men begin to wonder if any of them can make it out of the jungle alive.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Not everyone should. That's what they called me. I love it. That's what it's all about.
Wednesday night at 9 on HGTV. Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. For a job you'll love, visit progressive.com/careers.
Around here, we like to keep things simple and honest.
Sure do. That's why at Progressive, we show you rates from other companies, even if they're lower than ours, so you can choose what's best for your family.
Comparing rates used to be a hard day's work, but not with AutoQuote Explorer.
Need me to help again?
No.
So join us and taste why Progressive is the name people trust.
Sorry, are we talking about apples now or insurance?
Lowering bad cholesterol can be hard, even with a statin. Diets and exercise add to the struggle. Today,
I wonder. Let's just be stupid here.
with Leqvio. With a statin, Leqvio is proven to lower bad cholesterol by 50%. And keep it low with 2 doses a year.
I'm just gonna reach in. I'm gonna load the bases up.
Site reaction, joint pain, and chest cold.
What was that? John Elway, first ballot.
Twice yearly Leqvio.
You're guaranteed the guy at the plate.
Longer Leqvio.
What was that? Chris Carter. Just to see if I can get something going. What's this here? Andre Reed at third.
It's got to be gold.
Go out of this box. There. Edgerrin James. What else do I got in here? There we go.
The Holdovers is the movie we can all celebrate.
Okay. I thought I had that loaded.
It's a new holiday classic and the best picture of the year. Bravo. The Holdovers, rated R. Now playing in theaters everywhere.
That's definitely him.
Dude, that's Jessica taking a break with a peppermint frosty.
Going in. What? Hello? Got something, right? Yeah, that's real.
And now get 20% off in the Wendy's app when you include a frosty.
Kim Crawford, make it amazing. Imagine the memories you'll make with Pillsbury. We're building a better postal service for more on-time deliveries and easier, affordable
All right.
ways to ship.
We'll try it this way. We'll do something stupid here. We'll do something stupid here. All right. So you're guaranteed Edgerrin James.
Former President Teddy Roosevelt has fallen ill deep in
Plus the baseball game.
river of doubt. As he fights for his life, the men by his side must find a way to navigate around a seemingly impassable waterfall, where they will all face mortal peril. So, what will it take for Teddy and his men to make it out alive?
Just to run some auctions. Just to keep myself awake here for another half an hour.
Is with their canoes, so they must figure out a way to get them down intact. Suddenly, he has a phone. Kermit came
Or
up with
Mrs.
this
Baseball.
idea of a pulley system to lower the boats very, very carefully.
Oh my
down the
God.
water into the rapids. But it is a risky proposition. The waterfall was within very large vertical cliffs. And so they were hanging off cliffs, trying to get these boats down. Meanwhile, most of
Guaranteed Edgerrin James. Plus whatever runs score.
Jungle Ridge before turning
I'm just screwing around here.
The arduous hike requires every last ounce of the former president's strength. But he makes it. Now, the wait for the canoes begins.
The actual Babe Ruth version's in the store, so if you guys want to check that out, let me know.
To get 5 of the 6 roads down the harrowing falls intact. And that saved their life. On April 26th, the weary men finally reach the mouth of the river. Their success secures over 2,000 specimens from the museum's collection, and the river is renamed Rio Roosevelt. But the former president never fully recovers from the arduous adventure.
During this whole expedition, Roosevelt lost a quarter of his weight, which was about 60 pounds.
And after battling recurring bouts of the same fever and infection that had almost taken his life on the river,
Good day to actually do that.
passes away just 5 years later at the age of 60.
Maybe.
But his legacy as a leader and explorer is more than assured. And today, visitors can reflect on his remarkable achievements as they gaze upon his forceful and confident visage. Of the many galleries at the museum, none shines so brilliantly as the Harry Frank Guggenheim Hall of Minerals. Hundreds of specimens line this stunning space, from shimmering shards of quartz
Screw that.
to jagged purple amethysts and gleaming nuggets collected during the California Gold Rush. Yet at the center of this sizable collection,
Tried to do an auction, but no, nobody's fucking awake. There. What do we got here?
standing about 4 feet tall and weighing in at a substantial 4.5 tons, this generous pillar containing blue-green azurite first made its mark when it was exhibited at the World's Fair in 1893. But this vibrantly hued substance may be more than just a mineral. Some believe it has the ability to fundamentally transform human consciousness. So what powers does this pillar of azurite truly possess? And how can they be explained? 1933, Virginia Beach, Virginia. 23-year-old electrical engineering student Mitchell Hastings is at a crossroads. Although brilliant, he's considering dropping out of school.
He was in the midst of a mental crisis about his career and on the verge of a nervous breakdown.
So in December, he turns to a 56-year-old psychic named Edgar Casey for help.
Edgar Casey was perhaps the best known, most respected psychic of his generation.
Believers say that while in a deep, sleep-like trance, he can answer any question put to him. So arriving at Casey's office, Hastings is hoping for clarity. And when the psychic enters his dream state, he quickly begins giving Hastings instructions.
He tells young Mitchell that he should surround himself with azurite because it would help him with his vocation. It would help focus him on where he needed to go and to stick with it.
Then, still in his trance, Casey tells the struggling student exactly where he can find quality deposits of his very own.
He sends him to a specific location in Arizona.
When Casey comes to and learns of Hastings' plans, he decides he'll go along for the ride. When the two men reach Arizona, they quickly locate the coordinates Casey rattled off in the reading. It's an abandoned mine shaft.
Into the darkness, they descended with picks and shovels like miners.
Deep inside, they are amazed to find clusters of azurite, just as predicted.
Remarkable things happen as soon as they put it in the sun.
First, Hastings starts to hear a humming noise, which fills his ears. Then, he reportedly begins to see things.
Mitchell Hastings had a vision of a beautiful red-headed woman riding towards him in the desert on a horse.
It's a powerful experience, but it still doesn't clarify his professional dilemma. So Casey suggests he continue his quest by visiting a massive pillar of azurite at the Museum of Natural History. Here, Hastings has an intense auditory experience. Essentially, the stone sings to him and somehow clears all static interference and doubt. He's then able to see that his future does indeed lie in electrical engineering. Hastings returns to school reinvigorated.
He would go on to develop FM radio and become a very, very successful, brilliant engineer at IBM.
Remarkably, Hastings also meets and marries the red-headed woman he claims he first saw in his vision in the Arizona desert. So does the mineral have some otherworldly powers? Or is there something else occurring with this singing stone?
I have active psoriatic arthritis. What with Skyrizi to treat my skin joints, I'm feeling this moment.
AJC and good.
With less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And it's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
There's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Gold Peak's high-quality tea leaves,
Mhm.
mixed for peach taste and brewed for balance, make every sip hit different. When it's got to be gold, it's got to be Gold Peak.
How do I do it all? With a little help. And to support my family's immune health, I choose Airborne. It has an unbeatable amount of vitamin C, plus a unique blend of immune-focused ingredients to turn up our immune support. Airborne, turn up your immune support.
We all wish we could hear our cats' voices. And thanks to Petivity, we've come one step closer. The Petivity Smart Litter Box Monitor tracks your cat's litter box behavior and weight and alerts you when changes could require a vet visit.
For over 25 years, Lovesac has been rewriting the rules of comfort. It's okay to change your style. Get messy. Get immersed. With Lovesac, you make the rules.
Keep it quilted means you keep it the best. 3 layers of plush comfort you can see and feel. Keep it quilted because the best parts of your life deserve the best. So don't settle for anything less. Keep it quilted with Quilted Northern.
You know that feeling of having to rewash dishes that didn't get cleaned? I know.
Cascade Platinum Plus with double the Dawn grease fighting power and double the scrubbing power for a no rewash clean and a cabinet ready shine. Upgrade to Cascade Platinum Plus. Dare to dish differently.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. Clock in for happy hours, late nights, regulars. Because you don't just carry kegs, you carry the night. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo.
Schwarzkopf Keratin Color
Yeah.
transforms your hair and helps it break away from damage for strength and a rich striking color on all hair textures. Let the world see your strength. Schwarzkopf Keratin Color.
Lately, my skin seems dry and sensitive. My dermatologist recommended All Free Clear for my laundry. It's free of dyes and perfumes for a clean that's gentle on skin. If it touches my skin, I clean it with All Free Clear, the #1 brand recommended by dermatologists.
Schwarzkopf Keratin Color transforms your hair and helps it break away from damage for strength and a rich striking color on all hair textures. Let the world see your strength. Schwarzkopf Keratin Color.
Dr. Z, I love your skin videos. Thanks. My daughter has sensitive skin. Try using All Free Clear as part of your family's laundry routine. It's
God
always
damn,
infused with
really?
irritating residue-free clean that's safe on skin. All Free Clear, the #1 doctor recommended brand for sensitive skin.
Thanks.
It's the 1930s. Student Mitchell Hastings is mired in a personal crisis, unsure where his future lies. But then he comes into contact with the mineral azurite and experiences visions he later claims set him on the path of success. So does azurite really possess otherworldly powers? Or is there something else afoot? For decades, this massive hunk of azurite at the Museum of Natural History attracts waves of patrons who have heard about the infamous pillar's supposed powers and come to hear it sing. It's kind of like a
sound, very, very quiet, but an audible sound.
But in 1976, the exhibition space undergoes a major renovation. Then something unexpected happens with the azurite.
It stops singing.
Visitors are baffled, but exhibition curators soon begin to formulate an explanation.
the hall that the stone was housed in originally was open to the climate. The new hall has climate control, which keeps it at roughly the same temperature and the same humidity all of the time.
For the scientists, this is key to understanding the hum that once emanated from the pillar and its sudden silence.
It's extremely porous. It's like a sponge that's reacting to vapor rather than to water.
So when there is humidity in the air, azurite absorbs it. And when the air is dry, moisture gets sucked out of the stone. And this cycle of absorption and evaporation has a profound effect.
This actually causes force that deforms the rock that makes it sink.
But now everything's changed. This may also explain why the azurite Mitchell Hastings took from a humid mine into the dry Arizona sun seemed to sing.
But it can't explain the other manifestations which have come with it.
Like Mitchell Hastings' prophetic vision of his bride-to-be in the Arizona desert. So could there be an otherworldly explanation for the powerful experience? The azurite pillar at the American Museum of Natural History promises to remain mute on the subject for the foreseeable future. Holding court just off the museum's main entrance is a collection of animals that have been enthralling visitors for almost a century. This is the Hall of African Mammals. Here, some 28 dynamic dioramas capture lions, gorillas, and more in their native habitats. But at the hall's center stands perhaps its most stunning display.
These are Africa's majestic elephants, the largest land mammals on the planet. But if not for a death-defying event, this striking exhibit and the scenes that surround it might not exist. So what's the unlikely inspiration behind this iconic display?
It's the 1880s in Rochester, New York. Artist and nature
Adrian, very easy. You just pick your sport. We do a C4, pick 3. You keep those. Then we load the bases up. Guy at first, guy at second, guy at third, guy at the plate. And you play baseball for bonus cards. Pretty fun, pretty fun. Easy to win. The game's rigged in you guys' favor. Chat's like 22-5 or something.
It's like a sofa or a chair. They're stuffing them full of straw and sawdust.
It's football, baseball, or basketball, or you can mix it up, whatever.
Have never walked the earth.
To Akeley, this is a travesty. So late at night in the workshop,
A little bit of everything in here. Old stuff, vintage, new stuff, rookies, inserts, parallels, numbered stuff, autos, patches. No slabs, but some slappable stuff.
The status quo.
1909. The American Museum of Natural History recruits Akeley to join an upcoming expedition to Africa.
If you want to see what was hit earlier, just let me know. Pick a sport, and I'll show you some of the stuff in there.
That was essentially how science was done.
Even though it is frowned upon today, killing animals for museum displays was considered an acceptable practice at the time.
In order to understand physiological differences, skeletal features, and how mammals were interrelated, they would amass a collection.
And out in the field, Akeley and his team quickly accrue several specimens. But then, the unthinkable happens. While pushing through a dense bamboo stand, the naturalist is caught off guard by a charging bull elephant.
And the last thing he sees is this unforgiving eye looking at him as it drives its head down, and then he loses consciousness.
But Akeley and the elephant are lucky. Both escape death. The severely injured naturalist is brought back to camp, where he begins to convalesce. Then, while bedridden, he has a powerful vision.
He dreamt of this grand exhibition hall devoted to the display of dioramas featuring taxidermy of all of the big glamorous African mammals.
And at its center would be a charging herd of elephants. But it will be no easy task to mount and fully capture an entire group of these giant beasts.
This is the first time anything of this magnitude is going to be done.
So just how will Akeley turn his elephant-sized vision into a reality and usher in the age of modern taxidermy?
Get more cheer from your morning routine. Savor the season with our peppermint mocha flavored creamer and make 20 cups of deliciously rich coffee at home for the price of one from a coffee shop. Coffee's perfect holiday mate. Coffee Mate.
The holidays are at the Home Depot, and our aisles are decked with savings, so you can deck it all. The halls, the yard, and even deck the deck. All while throwing a little more joy into your stocking now at the Home Depot.
It's incredible what my food saver vacuum cleaner can do. Easy meal prep. Amazing how fresh the salmon is. Food stays fresh up to 5 times longer, saving me thousands in groceries. Food saver saves money, time, and flavor.
This is a good burger from Arby's.
Ooh.
A good strawberry shake from Arby's.
Ah.
Good crinkle fries from Arby's.
Ooh. Is this a collab for Good Burger too?
Quiet, you. Arby's. We have the meat.
Need it. Nailed it. Need it. Nailed it. Celebrate it. The KitchenAid Bowl Stand Mixer is built with more power to help you take it all on. This year, take the time to melt into your holiday moments with Lindor. Irresistibly smooth chocolate from the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
Arm & Hammer hardball litter. How hard is it? Crazy hard. No mess scoops.
Hey, you gotta check this out.
Amazing. I'm obsessed with humans on the internet.
It's the virtually indestructible clump. Hardball lightweight litter.
Moving forward with node-positive breast cancer is overwhelming, but I never just found my way. I need it, and did all I could to prevent recurrence. Verzenio reduces the risk of recurrence.
Yeah.
Positive HER2
I think I'm
node-positive
way too late here.
high chance of returning, as determined by your doctor when added to hormone therapy. Hormone
Yeah, all right.
therapy
Did I
works
miss
outside
anything
the
here?
cell, while Verzenio works inside to help
Covers
stop the growth of cancer cells.
nothing. Good.
Diarrhea is common. Maybe
Good.
it's
Good.
a infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood
Basically, here you get
Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs.
you see 4 cards. You pick 3. You keep those 3. Then we load the bases up with 4 different cards, and you play for bonus cards. And it's stupid easy to win. Every run that scores you get, you don't have to win the game to get them. Yeah, it's stupid fun, stupid easy. You guys pick the sport, football, baseball, or basketball, or mix it up, or whatever.
Make every sip hit different. When it's got to be gold, it's got to be gold.
Tis the season for Beat Bobby Flay Holiday Throwdown.
Go play. All I want for Christmas is to beat my friends.
All new Beat Bobby Flay Holiday Throwdown. Tuesday night at 9 on Food Network.
It's 1909. After a close encounter with a stampeding elephant, taxidermist
Oh my God.
is struck by inspiration. The artist is determined to create a lifelike diorama featuring a charging herd of these majestic animals. But nothing like this has ever been attempted before.
2:30. I'm about done for the night with this shit.
Back in his workshop, Higley begins wrestling with one of the elephants collected on his recent expedition. But working with such an enormous beast,
Can you guys just not read, or what the fuck's the
sheer
problem?
mass.
The great challenge Higley had was capturing the realistic effect of muscular anatomy and the motion and grace in the animals
Akeley knows that to have any hope of success, he has to think of the beasts as sculptures, not just stuffed animals. So, using a method he's been tinkering with for a few years, he starts by fashioning a framework out of wood, steel, and the animal's own bones. And then he begins molding clay around the structure.
As Akeley worked, he had many terrifying moments wondering if he could really do it justice and do what he claimed he could do.
The base complete, he nervously lays the tanned skin directly over the mouth, manipulates it against the pliable clay to capture the natural musculature and wrinkles of the animal, and steps back.
This majestic animal comes to life again. And it's as if he's in Africa.
But the delicate process is not yet complete. Akeley knows that the unfired clay will not dry enough to stand the test of time, so he has to come up with a way to remove it while still keeping the heavy skin in place. But he believes he's discovered an innovative solution.
Once he gets the elephant looking realistic with the skin on the clay, he then covers the entire elephant with plaster, so creates like an elephant mummy.
Then, once the plaster is set, he cuts the entire beast into several pieces and removes the clay. With the skin still held in shape by the plaster shell, he then lines the hide with paper mache and wood and iron reinforcements. Finally, Akeley reassembles the whole pachyderm, breaks away the plaster outer layer, and success.
Everyone is astonished.
By 1936, the entire herd is complete, and the newly named Akeley Hall of African Mammals is open to the public with great fanfare.
Nobody had ever seen anything like this before.
Akeley creates these magnificent, majestic, monumental African elephants that are so lifelike.
With his revolutionary methods, Akeley becomes known as the father of modern taxidermy. And this herd of wild elephants helps to secure his legacy as a true artist, dedicated to bringing the natural world to a curious public. Several galleries away sit cases of curiosities, celebrating the exploration of two of the most inhospitable regions of our planet, the poles. The display honors innovative vessels and adventurers who explored these extreme locations. But dominating one of these glass enclosures is an object that's decidedly more primitive. Constructed from hickory wood, rawhide, and rope, this simple contraption belonged to an explorer whose daring adventures set ablaze the frozen fields of exploration.
This is dumb as shit.
How did this sled tip the balance in a perilous race that pushed two men to the end of the earth? 1910. Throughout the age of exploration, modern science has mapped nearly every corner of the globe. One of the only regions defying examination is the frozen continent at the bottom of the world, Antarctica.
This is the last remaining terra incognita. It's the driest, windiest, coldest place on the planet.
Every expedition that has attempted to reach the South Pole has turned back due to the brutal conditions. But one man is ready to make another push for the prize. 38-year-old Norwegian Roald Amundsen.
The first person to the South Pole would rank up there with all of the great explorers like Magellan, like Columbus.
But Amundsen will have competition. Famed British explorer Robert F. Scott has announced his own expedition to the bottom of the Earth. Now the race is on. In January 1911, Amundsen and his team arrived in Antarctica and begin their final months of preparations for the grueling trek into the interior, planned for the coming November. To power his sleds to the pole, Amundsen has decided to rely on dogs from Greenland.
Amundsen knew it would be very hard eating, bred for this purpose. Dogs would get you there, and men couldn't.
But Scott, he learns, has other ideas. he has brought along 3 motorized sleds. It seems the Brits have a distinct advantage.
The idea of a motorized tractor that could pull materials towards the South Pole seemed to be destined for greatness.
As the Norwegian hunkers down for the dark polar winter, thoughts of Scott's innovative vehicles haunt him.
Amundsen didn't know what to expect with these sledges. Could they simply zoom over to the Transantarctic Mountains in a very short period? He had no idea. He was very worried.
Just how can he counter this technological advantage? To have any hope, he knows he has to lighten his load so the dogs can go faster.
So the explorer and his team painstakingly shaved down the long hickory planks of the sled. The result is a contraption some 30 pounds lighter, like this one.
But even the less cumbersome vehicles can't relieve the explorer's anxiety. But maybe if he gets a head start, he can outrace Scott and his motorized sleds.
So each day we take a look at the thermometer, and by September there was a few random days that were warmer, and he thought this was the trend. So he got his men to leave with the intent of making it in one early run, and this was crazy.
They're departing 2 months earlier than originally planned.
Very soon, the
All right.
temperatures start to
Screw
drop
this.
again.
I'm
The
out.
dogs are by the cold, and the men start to suffer. Amundsen realizes that he's made a terrible mistake.
And show.
With the temperatures plunging
And